Alright, hello everyone and welcome. This is the big games final versus jakkdl and Russ2. I'm Johns. Commentating with me is Kilohertz.
Hey, so this is the second iteration of Big Games. This is Big Games 2, and this is the finals. So I believe it's first to 3.5.
I think that's correct.
Because last season did a kind of weird format where you just played like 3 wins or 2.5 wins or something and just stopped. I think it was 3 wins, which was like just a little weird because sometimes, people like playing to something and a half more. Okay, we have a good question, which is who goes first?
Oh, that I do not know. Is it
Me
seeded
neither.
or random?
Uh, I don't know because I didn't make it to the playoffs, and the pools are 4 games, so it doesn't matter.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, I could look at the rules real quick, but I don't know them off the top of my head.
Yeah, I'm looking for pins in the channel right now. Um,
I see like the initial seeding, but I don't see the
yeah,
the bracket structure.
so tiebreakers, table setup, tournament structure. The better seeded player going first in the odd numbered games.
Okay. Does the seeding carry over? Is it seeded based on the initial seed or the seeding based off how you did in the Swiss round?
That's another good question.
And you know what? They can figure it out. um,
Looks like they figured it out.
yeah, spec chat's also off, so
Yeah, I
they're not
realized
hearing you.
that right after I pasted it.
All right,
Okay, we got a
so
game.
Rust 2 is up first here. Hmm. So looking at the board,
Interesting board. I want to do something with like Ironworks, Capital, and Triumph.
yeah. So looking at the
I don't know how
board,
practical it is.
everything is awkward. It looks like there is draw with Golem. There's some buys with like Capital or Animal Fair. There's some gains. There's some trashing with Hideout. Um, like I think you have to build here. It's just super awkward.
So when you say there's draw with Golem, is that Golem playing Crossroads?
It's playing something.
Well, that's the only card I see on here that actually draws.
Well, I mean, Golem is a right because Golem it's not draw in the traditional sense, but it lets you effectively increase your
Sure,
hand
yeah.
size,
I mean,
right?
if Golem
Yeah,
plays 2 cantrips, then that's an effect. But
yeah.
I don't even see any cantrips here.
Well, there's Hideout. There's Ironworks.
I don't know if I'd call either of those a cantrip, but okay, sure.
Well, not necessarily cantrips necessarily. Um,
But yes, they do both actually draw a card under certain circumstances.
Um, but anyway, like Golem lets you play more stuff than your initial than 5 cards, right? It lets you play more than five
Mm-hmm.
cards in turn. Regardless, I think you do have to build here just because as awkward as the engine is, like you have a lot of points you can get off Triumph. Um, I'm not sure how reliably you can Legionary attack. I probably wouldn't bother Legionary attacking, but I mean, if my opponent was going for a money strategy and was taking provinces, I might consider Legionary to slow them down, but it seems pretty unreliable.
Mm-hmm.
I just think Triumph is enough points here that you can get over it.
I mean, why not both? Can you build a Triumph engine and also Legionary attack?
Um, Again, I think it's just it seems like too
Too
much
awkward.
effort. Because you're playing if Golem is your main card to get things into play, like you don't have control over when to play Legionary, right?
Right.
And it's not like you want gold in your deck anyway. So I wouldn't do gold Legionary here unless I like decided I needed to buy some time from like a money player. But if you're both going engine, I think Legionary is just way too slow and awkward.
Flippable.
It doesn't actually do that much against Golem either, anyway, right? Like, okay, I can play my Golems regardless of whether or not you Legionary attack me.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of the open, I guess I'm inclined towards Ironworks in the open. over the other options. Exploration is also an okay openness. It's a little less exciting here because, I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how much I'm using that villager or coffer anytime soon.
Yeah, I love Explo. I mean, especially opening it because I think it's a lot like opening Silk, but
Hmm.
doesn't look amazing here.
Yeah.
Okay, Russ is grabbing a very early Legionary.
I mean, I'm just not sold on Lee. I mean, we can count how many times the attack actually goes off. It just seems like it's so much effort for so little benefit.
So what does the money deck look like here? It's playing a bunch of explorers and remodels, like
Um,
the quote unquote money deck.
sure. Explorer is like a decent money card. Remodel can make the game a little bit shorter, which is probably what you need in a money deck. Against like the big engine that goes Triumph stuff. So yeah, some
Mm-hmm.
combination of those two cards seems pretty reasonable in a money game. Capital can sometimes be okay, especially with exploration. So like you can spike 8 by province, the next turn pay off debt and get a copper villager or something like to that effect.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like things you could do. They're not strong. Nothing here is strong, but that's what it would probably look like. They both got legionaries, which I don't know. I mean, again, we'll see how it goes. Um, all right, well, there's the gold.
Yeah, so it
There's a
is
gold.
very awkward on this board to actually get the Legionary and the gold together.
Yeah, you need it. So first of all, you need to spend 2 buys on legionary gold. Then you need to draw them together on a board with no draw and like weak trashing. Right? It's just I don't know. I'm not sold.
You're almost attacking yourself as much as your opponent.
Yeah, and if you're playing money, I don't think. I mean, if you're playing money, legionary is not the card I want to have in my deck. Now that said, if you are playing money, maybe you're afraid of legionary attack, so having a deck with more silver in it with like exploration maybe is less exciting. So you'd want some gold anyway. So there could be an argument for still having legionary if you're going within a more money-ish strategy, I guess. But I mean, the hideouts signal that they're going for an engine. Um, so we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, usually I think of Legionary as the kind of card that very much distinguishes an engine from money. It was the kind of card an engine can use very well by being able to line it up consistently with gold and actually play it every turn. Whereas in money, it's kind of just like a gold that's terminal a lot of the time.
Yeah, like
Occasionally attacks.
yeah, it's hard to line it up in a thick deck. So I would usually skip it on a money-ish board.
Okay, remodel.
I mean, then again, sometimes a terminal 3 coin card is fine.
Yeah, there's some money boards where it's just the best economy and you're not particularly worried about them colliding.
Yeah. That's 2 legionaries and 2 golds for Russ. So Russ is leaning heavy into getting his attack off. And we'll get the attack off this turn.
So what are we ironworksing here?
More
Another hideout?
hideouts.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure what the plan is for jakkdl. Alright, well, there's the attack. I guess you keep the remodel gold here. I mean, I guess you could keep hideout gold. And see if you draw a weak card in trash.
Hmm.
But I think I'd be inclined to just remodel whatever card I drew if it was bad. And then if it's not bad, then you can just not have to play it. Regardless, I think if they're going engine, they want to get a potion soon, though. Possibly already before this point. Because I do think Golem is pivotal for the engine to work.
I can definitely see these guys skipping Golem. Not because it's the right idea, but just because people do not like Golem these days.
I mean, it's I think it's Golem's a weak card, generally speaking. But I mean, sometimes you need that effect, and on this board, if you want an engine, that's the only way to get that effect, which is it's effectively letting you play more than your starting 5 cards.
Yep.
Um, Now Russ goes ahead and grabs a province, so this is very obviously signaling money. Um, which I mean might be fast enough. I don't think the Legionary Gold money deck is the best money deck here, but
Yeah, Ironworks for an estate. There is this idea of Ironworksing a bunch of estates and then using Crossroads as draw.
sure. You also have if you can hide out the estates, that also gains you a card for Triumph. So there's plenty of things you can be doing here.
Hmm.
Um, all right. Well, Russ will get another attack in right now. Uh, I guess Jack will consider what to buy. So Jack's in a weird spot because basically they're behind on the money strategy. So they basically have to go with the engine, but they're also not all that well developed for the engine either.
Yep. They're kind of in a bad situation.
Um, there's also limits to how much you can actually triumph on this board.
There's some pretty strict limits to it. Like it's very hard to build to a big triumph here.
I mean, so like the things you'd be doing to get big triumphs are hideouting, hideout to trash estates gains things, remodel can gain things, ironworks can gain things, explode can gain things. Like there's a number of gainers in this board, but you're not going to get like 10-point triumphs here. Um, so I guess as Russ here, you'd want to burn the villager to buy a province. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
I think we're going for provinces.
Well, Russ certainly is.
Yeah.
Jack can't really follow suit on provinces. Jack has to keep building the engine. I just don't know if it's ever going to work out.
Yeah.
Certainly not without any golems in your deck. Even
So
with
what are we ironworksing here? More hideouts is starting to feel like I don't know, maybe.
I mean, I think you want a potion. I think you want another remodel, maybe? I don't know. Another crossroads is probably fine. I think as Russ, you do want to pick up a remodel. Oh, Russ already has a remodel, never mind. I was gonna say you want to pick up a remodel, but you already have one.
Yep.
Um,
So do you play this hideout?
I wouldn't. I would just remodel the hideout, I think.
I think so too. But it looks like we're gonna cash in this gold. No, we're gonna
No,
mill province.
Mill Province. I mean, I don't know. There was like, because if you play the hideout, you draw a good card there. What do you even trash? That's like a very,
Yep.
it seems like a very risky play.
Agreed.
Um, I would have just remodeled the hideout and called it a day. Well, Russ gets another attack in. Seems like more than average on the number of attacks Russ has gotten here. I guess with 2 Legionnaires and there's only 2 golds though. Yeah, it's pretty lucky to find a lot of Legionary gold pairs, I think.
Yeah, I think your earlier bet about how often the attack goes off was well, I mean, He's thrown 2 legionaries and a couple golds into his deck.
Sure, 2 legionaries,
So
2 golds, but this is, I think, the third attack,
yeah,
which seems a good bit above average to me.
agreed. Um, so Russ is pushing how much draw he can get out of a single state right now. I mean, Jack.
Yeah,
Do they need more green cards?
I don't
Like, should
know what you need. At this point, I think it's basically over. I don't think Jack has
resign time?
a real shot here, yeah. I mean, maybe don't resign yet, but I don't see any, like, path forward, really, at this point. Like, if I'm Russ, I'd probably just buy a capital here or something. Like, your only goal is to hit 4 provinces.
Yeah, another remodel is also an idea.
Or maybe just a gold is better than capital? I don't know. The remodels... The problem with remodel is if you don't draw it with gold or province, it's really sad.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just gold actually is fine. With the 2 legionaries already in the deck and a remodel, maybe the gold is better than capital. I'm not sure if we're gonna shuffle again as Russ. I guess there's a good chance we shuffle again.
That's a crossroads.
Well, that crossroads is certainly drawing estates. So the awkward thing about Jack here is every time you ironworks for an estate, it's 1 less triumph you can do, which is
Yep.
a bit of an issue. So yeah, I don't know. Resign seems totally reasonable to me.
Yeah, I guess if you want to keep playing, you take another capital.
Um, sure.
Maybe an explorer. I don't know. You want gains. You need to score.
I don't know. Just score next game, I guess, is would be my plan.
Yeah. Okay. I'm with you.
That would have been interesting to see how well the Golem deck performs, but that seems like the only way you can build an engine here is with Golem.
Mm.
Well, Jack's certainly given a good think here.
So I played Jack this season. They played fair, they're not slow, but they go into things for sure.
That's
Enough.
fair. I mean, if you're gonna play on here, Duchy. No, Duchy does literally nothing.
That G looks pretty losing, yeah.
Like I guess helps your crossroads draw a bit, but eh. Like I don't know. Look at this hand right here for Jack.
Yeah.
Like again, if Jack was gonna go in the engine, like the Legionary Gold is just completely in the way. The capital is probably also too early. Like you gotta get your deck under control before you start adding cards like capital to an engine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, capital is a very tricky card to get the timing of right. You really have to have an understanding of how long the game's gonna last for, how many times you're gonna shuffle.
Yeah. Man, Russ gets another Legionary attack in here. So many
Yep.
Legionary attacks.
Can attack with the gold and then remodel it if they want. It's not a particularly good idea
I
because you
would
can buy a problem.
probably no. I would. Wait, hold on. Can you? Oh no, sorry, you're short because of the debt. I was gonna say you could just mill a province, buy a province, but you are 1 short on that.
No, you remodel the province, then you have exactly 8.
And you have 2 debt.
Oh, you have the debt. Yeah.
So I think remodel the gold and then pay off debt and get a coffer is probably preferable there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, I guess you can do that. Sure. I don't know. Do we take a duchy anyway?
Yeah. Oh,
Triumphs for the
triumph.
state.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
It gets you Explo, and it cuts off some options for jackdl. I like it.
Yeah, I guess that makes more sense than Duchy. Alright, this curse finally gets trashed.
Okay, bank up some Explo, I guess.
Yep. Just go ahead and grab yourself a coffer. Now Russ's deck's not actually that good because it doesn't have any treasure. It has the remodel, but it's pretty weak on treasure
Yeah, it
and
has 1
payload.
gold.
Yeah, so I mean, I think the remodel is going to help you grab that last province or two,
So
but
is the capital.
capital will also help, yeah. So I imagine we're not shuffling again here as Russ. I guess there's the question is of if you want to just buy nothing here.
Is the option to buy an estate just to deplete your opponent from any triumph comeback kind of stuff?
I mean, maybe. I don't think, can Jack even triumph though?
I don't know. That's a different question.
Um,
Oh, he opts to triumph. Okay, yeah, because you spend 4, so you take a debt, but you get a coffer.
yeah, that seems fine.
Yeah.
And this will be a province here, and I think you're guaranteed province probably next turn. Well, I guess you might not draw capital.
Has to triumph. Yeah. Oh, doesn't triumph.
Doesn't triumph? Interesting. Yeah, whatever. It doesn't. Nothing matters at this point. It's pretty much
Yeah,
over.
I mean you're dead. You're just dead in the water. Um. Okay,
All right.
so yeah, I don't think you can win at this point if you're jackdaw.
Nope.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, Rust takes game 1.
20 turns is a pretty long game.
Hmm.
All right. Not sure what we're waiting for here.
Yeah, not sure what's going on. Okay, we lost a player.
Oh, Jackdal's gone.
Okay. Presumably they're coming back, so nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
Okay, they're back.
All right. Must be internet connection issue maybe.
Yeah, lots of reasons. Yeah, Wi-Fi. Okay, and we're going into game 2.
And we're off.
Okay, so we got Explo again, and a bunch of Renaissance cards.
Well, Renaissance mix is solid. So this board definitely builds a lot better than the last board.
Yeah, a lot less awkward to build.
5-2 would be pretty bonkers here. My guess is silver Explo in the open.
Sounds good. I really want to hit 5, so yeah. Museum also encourages building in general, I think.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
It's marginal, but
I think it's pretty marginal on most boards, but it's a thing to consider. Other than like black market, I think it's just a few extra points for building.
I like extra points for building. It's
Yeah.
better than getting 6 VP apiece for doing something kind of stupid.
Oh, Jack hits expand here if you want it.
Interesting.
Do you
Do
want
we
it?
want the early expand? I kind of just want a junk dealer, honestly.
I yeah, man. Like expand is pretty nice to hit early. I don't know. It is a little bit worse tempo wise than Junk Dealer, or even just like grabbing Old Witch is pretty solid.
Yeah, it's also a good choice.
I I would be inclined towards Old Witch here. I think. Um, takes the expand. I mean, it's reasonable to take the expand. I'm just not 100% sure.
Yeah. I
I,
don't think it's a mistake. It's just probably not what I'm picking.
yeah, I would probably pass here as Jack. I think the Coffer Villager is better than, well, definitely better than Squire.
I
Squire's a stop card. I mean, all right, if you line up expand and Squire, then it's really cool. But I don't know if it's worth the low.
Yeah,
It's
it can
fairly
also be
fairly
a
low percentage.
village. It's not unreasonable, but there's better villages and better plus buy here, and you don't really want to gain silvers.
Yeah, like
So
it's an okay expand target, but you already have so many expand targets. Like
Mhm.
I don't know if I want to add a stop card to my deck at this point. Also, it's if you don't line up with expand, it's just a copper. Like, okay, great, you bought a copper. So Russ takes the junk dealer. I don't know about these squires. These squires are just not exciting to me. I don't know.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm not into them either.
I mean, Jack did get the good draw here, so there's that. I don't think I like the spices. I want more draw or trashing, so like either Tragic Hero or Old Witch there. Just keep the draw going. Um, all right. Well, they both did trash a Squire this shuffle. I don't think. I mean, it's nice that they lined up that way. It's fairly low percentage that they actually line up that way, so I don't think it was worth the risk. But it did work out, so there you go. Silver seems bad to me. Like I don't know why you would take a silver over just like passing. I don't like want silver in my deck, and
Agreed.
it comes at the opportunity cost of both a coffer and a villager.
Yeah, I'd like to completely skip silver and just be adding spices.
Yeah, I don't know. The silver is really weird to me.
And then maybe some golds from hero or expand when spices run out, maybe.
Um, I mean, I think
Maybe.
I think at some point the game just ends because
Yeah.
you have tragic heroes and curses will run and you'll have an expand in your deck. Like I think this game will pile probably on something or other. Yeah, I think they're adding stop cards, like a lot of stop cards. They're adding squires, they're adding spices. I'm not into it. I want more draw.
Mm-hmm.
More squires. I don't understand why you want this many
There's
squires.
synergy here I'm not seeing.
Like you get to trash them, right? But like, eh. First of all, you only have a
Um,
couple trashers in your deck. Why tragic hero over Old Witch?
easy. Yeah, why Tragic Hero? Well, Tragic Hero gaining spices is pretty good, but I kind of agree that
I
I think I'd rather have some old witches that'll stay in my deck, and then when I need plus buy, I've got spices for that.
I can definitely see tragic hero eventually. I probably want two Old Witches maybe.
Yeah, sounds right.
Two Old Witches seems like a good number. And then you can just jump into tragic heroes and you can use tragic heroes to gain spices and stuff and you can expand into stuff and keep that train going. But I think two Old Witches is a good number. Alright, well, we probably want a village at some point. Expand.
I would think so. I
Another
mean, you do have a lot
squire.
of squires.
Like the expand squire there I don't think was particularly good.
Do you trash the
It's
squire here for a free hero? I mean, for a free witch?
I mean that's fine. I just think they're adding too many stop cards to their decks. They could be drawing better by this point.
I agree. So, do you trash the squire here for a witch? I think
Oh,
so.
that one there? Yeah, I think putting Old Witch into the shuffle would have been pretty good, I think.
Oh, we're gonna get some barking. Hold on.
All right. All right. While Killhertz deals with the doggo, I will comment here. Um, yeah, I think they just should have focused more on draw and trashing early on in your deck. Like I think turn 9. I mean it's probably unreasonable to have it be drawing your deck at this point, but you can probably be drawing your deck by like turn 10 or 11 here pretty easily. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I would agree.
but they're nowhere
I
near.
think
They're nowhere near that.
yeah, they added a lot of stop cards in all these
And
squires.
Russ is gaining silver. Ugh, I hate it. I hate the silvers.
Um, so I think my fives are probably junk dealer, then old witch, then a second junk dealer, then a second old witch, and then some other stuff.
Um, I think I would just lead on the old witch. I think just taking the old witch, turn 3 or 4 is. I mean, getting junk dealer is also completely fine. I think the extra draw from old witch, it gives out a curse. I think it's putting it a little bit higher priority for me, but certainly both of those are reasonable. And I do want a junk dealer pretty quick on this board as well. So, like, if you were lucky enough to hit 5/5 on turn 3/4, I think Old Witch Junk Dealer would be really good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, for sure. All right, like this could just be like Old Witch Mining Village or something, or Tragic Hero Mining Village maybe. Even like, Jack only has one Junk Dealer, right? Russ has 2 Junk Dealers, or am I incorrect on that?
Let me.
No, sorry, Russ has 2. Never mind. Russ gained it on turn 9.
Gotcha.
So I was gonna suggest getting a second Junk Dealer. Wait, does Russ? Sorry for Jack. No, yeah, no, sorry, never mind. Jack only has one junk dealer. Yeah, so I think a second junk dealer is actually pretty good for Jack. Well, the reason only 2 are handed out is they decided to just like not thin their decks and then not get old witches, and then they keep buying silvers and gaining silvers for some reason.
Hmm. Yeah, this is kind of a weird game.
Yeah, it's not quite going how I would have expected it to. I mean, I guess Jack did bottom deck both old witches this shuffle, which is pretty sad. I think I think stopping here is pretty reasonable and not triggering the shuffle.
Yeah, just expand. Okay, we're
Um,
continuing.
It's like when I get through 9 cards, I guess this is also fine. Could be a little awkward if he, because next turn might be a dud. Because I think those are 3 stop cards now. I want more draw though as Jack, so I'd probably take another Tragic Hero here. Maybe like 2 more Tragic Heroes. I would expand Silver to Tragic Hero and buy like Hero Mining Village or something. That seems pretty reasonable to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Like 2 heroes in a village seems fine. Maybe a hero and 2 villages is better. Um,
Yeah, I mean, we only have one villager left, so taking some more villages seems reasonable.
yeah. Another old witch. I don't think you want. Well, I mean, it's fine, I guess. I think at this point, I prefer tragic heroes. All right. Well, Jack did find Squire and Old Witch off those top 2 cards, so that's pretty helpful.
Okay, we're finally cashing in these squires, but So do I really want more witches now?
I mean, they're still draw cards. They're fine.
Sure.
You just need to get some villages to support it. Like, obviously, at some point you expect everything to get trashed, but like all the curses get trashed, but they do the damage before that happens. Man, there's still so many coppers in these decks.
Yeah.
I would. I guess you could just expand Squire here. It's not the worst plan. Into like Old Witch Mining Village or something. You could also just expand Copper. I think that's also completely reasonable. Piles are very, very low. 3 curses, 3 squires, 4 villages, and old witches. 3 old witches now. I think you just want more. Well, you have more draw from the witch, but you also burned a tragic hero to get here. I don't know. Like tragic hero village here might be completely reasonable.
Yeah, Hero Village sounds good. Piles are indeed becoming an issue.
That they are. I guess this could be like 2 more villages now, or maybe like tragic hero village.
Does
Um,
Jack have a walled village yet?
I think you can mining village still. There's not a huge difference between 3 old witches and 3 mining villages. Like in emptying piles. I think even the old witches might be easier because of squires anyway. So like another mining village might be fine.
Sure, but walled village is 2 points,
Yeah, sure.
which is I think why they just took it. And Merchant Guild, which I guess is also points if that's what you're looking
I
for.
don't like the merchant guild. I
I
think
don't either. It's the kind of card where you need like 10 of them and you need to be able to play them all.
yeah, it's really weird to me that they haven't built to like draw their decks yet. Um, I guess we're born the last villager here.
Yeah, I don't want to play it unless you can. Oh, you could track.
Well, sure. If it's a village on top, I guess you play this junk dealer. I'm not gonna bother tracking it.
I wouldn't either. I mean, there's not many scenarios where you don't end up playing the Old Witch anyway.
Yeah, I think you're only playing Old Witch here, so it's just a matter of you have to burn the villager. And if you're gonna burn the villager, might as well burn it now. This merchant guild's certainly not a village.
Within those sus.
I guess you could consider not playing on here, but that seems unlikely to be good.
Expands something.
You could go Old Witch to Province if you're concerned with piles. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I'm that concerned with piles though.
I'm more inclined to get rid of the Merchant Guild than I am the Old Witch. Like,
That's actually true. Merchant Guild to Province is probably better. Um,
Merchant Guild to province and buy a village?
you're
You're
playing the Merchant
playing
Guild.
the Merchant
Interesting.
Guild.
I mean, I guess
Okay.
we can buy like Pawn for 2 points. I mean, Pawn Province is an option, I guess. I don't know if I'm that concerned with piles yet, but I'm getting a little bit concerned with piles. So maybe you want Province now. It's not clear that whatever you buy here, you'll actually see again. But I guess you have enough
Yeah.
draw. You have enough draw down there. You'll probably see it again. But there's a chance you won't.
Okay. Looking like we're gonna just buy a province. Seems strange.
Um,
Province pawn?
Province Pawn's fine. Sure. All right. Well, this is a disaster for Jack.
Yep.
Although somewhat self-imposed. Like there's no reason to have copper in your deck at this point in the game. So, uh, you know, if he had trashed a bit more, it would have been a lot easier to not have this problem. I mean, this doesn't win, does it? Expands
Looking.
wires, gets you 2 old witches. Um, you could have popped those mining villages for 4. But then I guess you don't have enough buys. Nah, never mind. We're not quite. We're not all that close. I mean, you could follow suit on Province Pawn.
It's not unreasonable. More
Squire,
squires.
Squire or Pawn is very strange to me. Wait, no, I guess. Wait, does Russ already have a pawn?
I think so, because there's 8 pawns, and
Okay.
jakkdl gained 2 VP for gaining theirs.
All right, I guess that's the case then. Squire or Pawn is still weird to me. Like, I don't. I don't know. You're not drawing your deck, so it's not like you can reliably trash these squires to gain things. So they're often just stop guards or terminal villages or something. What do you do with Jack here? I mean, I'd be tempted to just take like a tragic hero maybe. Province, sure. All right, and there's that squire. Think about that. I mean, it could be a different squire, but the point stands.
It's only one squire. He just runs around a lot.
Yeah. Do we follow on province here? I guess with 17 cards left, province makes sense. That's an option too. I'm thinking. I mean, I don't think you want to trash this. Maybe you do. Um, there's an expand down there, I think, for Jack. So if Jack finds, I mean, if Jack finds the expand, you don't actually need that much money though to win if you find the expand, because you can just squire for 2 old witches. I guess you still need to have enough buys. I don't know. I might just pop this and just see. Yeah, I'm not sure how likely a win is here. Okay, there's the tragic hero. I guess we just play now. Pop that for spices. Oh, maybe gold. Gold for 2 points. Yeah, maybe just want gold. Does this win in hand yet? It's close. It's not quite there.
Yeah.
So take the gold because that's worth 2 points, and I think you do want the points right now. We're real close to winning. I think we're one gain short, and like a little bit of money. No, actually, we're not money short. We're just 1 gain short. So if you find like another squire here, you win. I don't think you pop this mining village just because you already have enough money to win. If you find a squire or a pawn, pawn also wins. Or you do pop it and you try to grab something like double province if you miss. I don't know.
Hmm. Do we play the old witch first and then decide?
I don't see any reason not to. That I don't think I'd be comfortable lowering. Wait, there's a win in hand. There it is. No, it's already a win. The spices was the win. Does Jack have another squire? I don't. I'm not sure he doesn't. But there are a bunch of spices in the merchant guild.
Yep, that'll win. Okay, so the score is now.
Yeah, that was the only squire, I guess, but because the score went down. Right, that evens up at 1-1. On to game 3.
Hopefully, we can go into game 3 and not have a little break.
There we
Nice.
go.
Oh boy, what a board!
Interesting.
Wow.
Um,
Rats and Ratcatcher and Goat Herd for a lot of like Entomb for just this crazy trashing theme.
and Shepard's here
Uh,
with the shelters, so
yeah, but Mill is also here to play.
yep. You
So there's a Shep-
probably. I'm trying to think how much you
there
do
is a
Shepherd draw.
there is a Shep deck to be built. I mean, it's draw.
I mean, so's
There's also
King's Court's draw
there's
too,
also
though.
yeah, there's King's Court. So it's
I would be pretty inclined towards skipping Shepherd, maybe. I don't know. I don't think I like opening rats because I can just open Goat Herd against your rats open.
yeah.
And the problem with rats is it doesn't hit the price points you want, which are like 5 and 6 and 7. I mean, I guess you don't need a gold, but gold's pretty helpful on a board like this. I think 1 gold maybe.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's points.
um, yeah, you could. I mean, the points. I don't care about the points. I just need to. I just need to hit 7. And it's hard to do without any treasure. Um,
And you're probably in the late game doing some displaced gold stuff.
oh sure, like eventually, like yeah, but that's far enough away. I'm not even thinking about it right now. I'm thinking about how to get King's Court in my deck. That's like the only real consideration I have right now. Plus some trashing. How do I trash down a little bit and get a King's Court?
Mm-hmm.
You could get. Yeah, I mean, you could play with Shepherd here eventually. Obviously, with shelters, you're not doing it right away. The rats. So the problem with the rats is it just doesn't do anything in the early game.
Yeah, you're not getting any real thinning out of it.
Yeah, it's not. You're not thinning down with rats, right? It's just replacing cards with rats. Just ignore palace points. Pretend they don't exist. All right. Don't don't even think about it. Do not let it influence any decisions you make until like the very end of the game when you're counting points. All right. That's how you play with palace.
Okay, makes sense.
Um, like rats is a pretty decent displace target. It's just rats doesn't help you get displace, which is kind of an issue.
And it doesn't actually activate its rats on trash.
Yeah, if I saw my opponent open rats, I would probably just open Goat Herd Silver, I think, or maybe Goat
Or
Herd
double
Mill.
goat herd.
Maybe double Goat Herd. I think maybe, or also Mill Goat Herd is perfectly reasonable to open. Mill's
Yeah.
pretty decent at spiking 5, which I think you really want to do.
Oh, buys the estate on the.
On the Hovel, and was it just a 2-coin? I guess it's just a 2-hand, might as well. It gives you a
It's
point.
a 3-coin hand.
Was it a 3-coin hand? Oh no, that sounds bad actually. Never mind. Um, like I'm pretty sure silver is better than nothing. Because again, King's Court exists, and you do need some treasure to get there. Mill is totally fine. Mill hits 5, which is a price point you want to hit. The downside of Mill is it's not good at hitting 7. Um,
Mill's great at hitting 5.
it's great at hitting 5, but not more than 5.
Mm-hmm.
Rats is really bad at hitting 5. Like, really, really bad at hitting 5. I mean, I guess if you hit Rats on Overgrown Estate, there's a chance you can get there. It's just, nah.
It seems hard to line up. I mean, Rats is great at hitting 5 with something that non-terminally trashes like goat herd.
Um,
They're killing these rats, then all of a
yeah,
sudden,
if you can play rats on the goat herd, or sorry, goat herd on the rats, it's pretty
yeah,
nice. Here's a 5. I think my first 5 is just displace. With this many rats in your deck, I think you definitely want
yeah,
displace
you
right
gotta start
now.
getting the population under control.
I don't know. I think I would open mill goat herd here. Um, well, if my opponent opens rats, I'm opening mill goat herd. I guess there's a consideration for just like mill silver or something though. Forum is really weird to me. I think over displace. Because what else are you doing with all these rats?
Yeah, I don't know. I think you need displace.
Oh yeah, opening mill. If you draw 4 copper plus hovel, then mill becomes like almost automatic. I think. Um,
Yes.
that's just like, incredibly strong to thin a card and get the mill at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Forum draws 3 coppers. So we're gonna be thinning down some of these.
Yep.
I mean, okay, like we have a deck full of rats now, I guess.
Hope we have enough displace.
There's 1 displace, but there's more than 1 rats.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate to draw the displace there.
Well, you can displace this conclave, I guess.
Sure. Takes the goat herd. Goat herd's fine. It draws a card off the rats at least. Possibly more than 1 card. Mostly, I think they're just building this board a lot slower than they need to be.
Yeah.
Like they're not in a position to get King's Court particularly soon.
I mean, I think the problem is you have this deck full of rats now, and you don't have, uh, well, you have goat herds. It's not impossible to get rid of the rats, but it's not as easy as.
Well, yeah, I mean, you'll get rid of them. It's just, what are you doing with them in the meantime? Nothing all that
Yeah,
exciting.
exactly. That's a much better way to put it.
Like, okay, you displace the rats into what? Um,
Forums.
yes, Herbalist is only plus buy. I'm sure you get Herbalist at some point. Just,
Yeah, by that point you have a couple displaces, so gain and playing an herbalist should be pretty easy.
yeah, you probably don't ever buy Herbalist. You probably just gain it and then play the turn you gain it. Okay, I guess we got 2 Conclaves now, which I don't think do a whole lot. Because you can't displace those into King's Court. I would have wanted a gold there, I think, just to gain the King's Court sooner. We'll see how many trashes we get off. The other thing about rats, though, is you're really powering up your opponent's goat herds, which is
Oh
pretty
yeah,
pretty
these goat
rough
herds are gonna
actually.
start drawing.
Like these goat herds
Hold
are
it for
drawing
a turn
deck.
or two.
Yeah, like if you don't have rats in your deck and you're just displacing things instead, then they're not drawing cards off that, and their deck is literally just not drawing at all. Because now Jack's gonna draw like what 3 cards here, or 4 cards? 4 cards off the rats. No, only 3.
3 cards.
Wait, no, didn't hold on. I thought did I miscount the trashes?
I think one of them was a displace.
One, two. No, there were three trashes.
Yeah,
Um,
draw 3 cards.
trash three cards, so you drew three. When did you draw the fourth card? Wait.
From trash and
Oh,
rat.
sorry. I read the log wrong. Okay, there it is. Draws the form. It was odd to not play the conclave on the goat herd. Yeah, unless you're planning to. I don't know. Like here, I would probably just want to. Um, yeah, that order was so bad. Because if you conclave there, actually, I'm not sure. Because I was thinking you could displace the forum into a king's court this turn, but then I'm not sure what you're doing the king's court if you play it like that. It was really strange not to play conclave on the goat herd though. It
Mm-hmm.
seems like very obviously you want to do that. At least you have a second conclave, so if the idea is you want to displace the conclave, just displace your other conclave. Um, okay, I mean this turn we should be buying a king's court. Yeah, we have the coins for it, so we should be buying king's court this turn. I might just displace like well, we can't get two king's courts this. Why do you say another king's court? I think we're limited to one at this point, right?
Yes. For right now.
But certainly we get a king's court. I would probably what I would probably do here is you're going to discard whatever here. Um, you're going to displace a rats into a forum. You're gonna play the other conclave, and you're gonna buy the king's court. I guess you can play the goat herd. Play the goat herd, but don't trash just to draw cards.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the order would be discard, then play the goat herd, then displace the rats into a forum, then play conclave and buy king's court. I guess you could also play it like this, but I don't think I guess this is fine. You can try to draw the or try to bottom deck the forum then, I guess. I'm not sure what you'd get here other than forum. Like it's way too late for a gold. You could get a second displace, I guess. But I don't know if you can actually make use of two displaces next turn reasonably well. Um, I would probably keep the rats, I think. I mean, alright, fine, we'll trash it. But like I was thinking you just displace rats next turn though. Because I'm not sure what else you're displacing right now. Maybe you're displacing forum into King's Court or something. Um, man, all this trashing is so good for Jack.
Yep.
Well, also for each other. Like, I'm just thrilled. Looking at this hand as Jack, I'm just thrilled to like be able to draw multiple cards with a goat herd. I wonder if you King's Court the goat herd here actually.
I mean, that's like 9 cards or something.
It's only 6 cards, right? There's 2 trashes.
Mm.
Yeah, 2 trashes. So it'll draw a deck to King's Court the goat herd. And then you can consider some gain and play stuff with like displacing forum into King's Court, drawing it, King's Courting like a conclave, buying a King's Court. Yeah, you can get 2 King's Courts this turn, which seems like what you should be aiming for. Um, the other option, all right, hear me out on this. Just King's
Okay.
Court, just King's Court to displace right now, Go Forum to King's Court, Conclave to Forum and Conclave both to King's Court, and then Goat Herd to Forum.
And discard, sure.
And then discard the Forum from exile. And you gain basically a Forum and 2 King's Courts right now. And next turn should be fine because there's a Forum down there anyway. You also don't power up your opponent's Goat Herd by trashing. Yeah, I mean, getting 2 King's Courts in a Forum seems like one of the best things that this turn can do, right? So I would say just do it. Yeah.
When you get the second King's Court, you turn a Forum
Oh,
into
wait,
a
hold
King's
on.
Court.
Never mind. I was thinking Conclave cost 5 in my brain for some reason.
I was having trouble doing that math.
Whoops. No, you can't do that. Never mind. Well, in that case, we should probably draw on. Well, now we can do it. Now we can
now we can turn
displace
2 Forums into
and then
King's Courts.
and then
Conclave
Conclave
to Forum,
to
discard the Forums. That's a pretty nice turn.
Yeah, that seems pretty reasonable to me. 2 King's Courts and a Forum is very, very good turn. The only downside of that is next turn actually might be pretty bad. Yeah, you could get just 2 King's Courts here if you King's Court the Conclave. But then you lose the Forum, which sounds pretty bad, because those Forums are pretty important for, like, getting your King's Courts lined up.
Mm-hmm.
And having only 1 Forum is probably a big issue. So at this point, it seems hard to get 2 King's Courts. I mean, you could just king displace right now is, I think, perfectly fine. Forum to King's Court, Conclave to Forum, Pasture to Forum also maybe is fine.
You can't do Pasture to Forum. It's a 2 cost.
Shoot, why do I keep thinking? Oh, never fine. Go something else then. I mean, you could have. It's a little awkward. I guess you're getting rid of both the conclaves. It's fine. Takes another displace form. But yeah, that's fine. That seems fine to me. Now you have what, 3 forums, 2 King's Courts, and 2 displaces.
Mm-hmm.
That's reasonable. All right. So we'll see how many cards these Goat Herds will draw this turn. Russ is totally lost, yes, I think.
Yeah.
So I would just play the Goat Herd here first, just to draw a card, I guess. Because, I mean, really you just want to find King's Court, right? Find King's Court, you're good.
Yeah, line up the King's Courts and then start going. Have fun. Start spinning.
Yeah, once you're doing that, you should be golden. The draw situation is pretty weird still, but I think just enough King's Courts and Forums is going to be plenty of draw. Well, I mean, Jack does have draw, though. It's called King's Court. I guess you discard, like, I don't know. There's some thought of just discarding Goat Herd, Copper, Pasture, and just tripling the... Or, sorry, those 2, and then tripling Displace right now. That's probably
an idea.
That's probably worse than just King's Courting the Forum first and then seeing what happens.
Okay. Or do you play the Forum or try to line up King's Court, King's Court?
Well, we got there. I mean, I guess it's... Yeah. I guess if you're going to do that, I might have considered just playing the Goat Herd first to make sure I don't bottom deck the King's Court. but displacing the goat herds is probably reasonable. Then again, I mean, Russ is going to keep trashing cards. The goat herds are going to keep drawing, which is pretty nice.
I'll be right back.
Anyway, we just do King's Court for him here, and then go nuts. We're thinking? Thinking's weird. I guess we're playing the goat herd 3 times then to draw 3? Sure, I guess. I would kind of feel like just drawing the form there would have been enough. And then trying to... Well, I guess there's limits to how many things you can actually displace if your king's courting them. I would not trash at all for sure. I think not trashing is actually pretty important. For 2 reasons. 1, you don't want to let Russ draw more cards, and then 2, you actually do need hand size to do things with. Yeah, like I really hate trashing right there. Because if you don't trash there, what you can do is you can play King's Court and displace, upgrade the 3 things, and then play the 3rd King's Court play on the forum. But now you can't. Now you're kind of stuck.
Yeah, you want to be doing that good stuff where you end up discarding those at the end of the turn.
Yeah, I think trashing Copper there was like a pretty big mistake.
But you get a VP.
Why do people care about VP? Who cares? You don't win. We don't win by having more points. You win by having more points at the end of the game. Okay, so we're just tripling this now, and then... I mean, I guess what we're doing is... we're taking 2 King's Courts here, I guess? Not entirely clear we want 2 King's Courts, actually.
I think I want some more King's Court.
Well, I want 1 King's Court. I'm not sure I want 2 King's Courts, because if you take 2 King's Courts, you're leaving stuff on the mat, and you have 4 King's Courts and not that much else in your deck. So, like, King's Court Forum might have been an option. Oh, we're just tripling. Well, okay, sure.
Yeah, why?
I don't know. It doesn't do anything. I mean, it gives you 1 less target to displace things into. But I guess we don't want to triple the... I don't know. I'm not sure what Jack's thinking.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, King's Court engines are difficult to pilot, so, you know, it's easy to get lost in the sauce.
Yeah. Not to keep track of.
Maybe not all King's Court engines, but
Well,
with Forum and Displace, there's a lot of weird stuff going on. It's very nonlinear.
Yeah. So go displace to King's Court, seems fine. Pasture to Rats. Interesting.
Wait, why do we want our Rats out of exile?
I mean, I guess they're displaced targets. Seems a little...
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we can also goat herd them for some draw. I don't know. I guess it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Alright, what are the odds that Jack can win this turn? I'm not seeing it. We're too short on gains.
What are the piles?
Well, Rats, Forum, Goat Herd, or something like that. You just end with the Rats out or something.
Sure.
So currently, this Goat Herd's up to 3 cards drawn. Off the Rats trash, I assume. And probably more. Alright, well now we're at the 4 cards off this Rat's Trash for Jack.
A little awkward with this conclave here.
Uh-huh. Well, there's 5 cards drawn for Jack. There's 6 cards drawn for Jack. Okay. So this Goat Herd just almost draws deck by itself for Jack.
Goat Herd is a card.
It's just, I think they're playing as if Goat Herd doesn't help your opponent when you trash cards. That's how they're playing.
They saw Tomb and they were like, I'm in. Sign me up. I'm gonna trash everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Goat Herd is such an interesting card. I don't think in a million years I would have come up with that. Talondeck's great designer.
I think he made a pretty good game. Yeah, I'll say that. So I wonder now that you draw a billion cards, I wonder if Jack can actually win this.
Maybe. I mean, they can trivially draw a deck, but
yeah, drawing deck's not the hard part.
Pile.
I mean, I think there's nothing to do here other than lead on Goat Herd Rats. I can't imagine doing anything else other than leading on the Goat Herd playing or trashing Rats. I guess you could not trash Rats. Pretty sure you just trash Rats though. Okay, did not trash Rats. Interesting. Well, ooh, we missed all the King's Courts. Are those those 2 King's Courts down there? All right, so what does a win look like? Obviously, you're doing the Rats out. Okay. You didn't just score, but Rats will score a few points at least. You'll need to displace into like a bunch of stuff. I mean, you have another Goat Herd though. Draw a lot. Interesting. I feel like there's a win here. That's my intuition is that a win is possible.
I wouldn't be surprised. It looks like there's enough good cards together and stuff. I mean, you've got the King's Court, you've got the Rats, you've got Displace. Seems possible.
So right now what we do is King's Court, Displace, Goat Herd. So we can displace, let's say, like, Forum to King's Court. We need to get that displace up exiles, so like a Rats to displace. And then maybe we want another Goat Herd actually in our deck, because it draws so well this turn.
Yeah, I can see that.
Does this loop?
Well, Goat Herd's a super lab right now.
Well, yeah, Goat Herd just draws 5 cards. King's Court, displace. This might loop, actually. It's probably really close. Like, you displace into King's Court, displace Goat Herd. And then you're playing 3... Maybe. Anyway, I'm pretty sure there's a win here, without thinking too hard. But maybe not. Only seeing 1 pile. Are you? I'm seeing, like, a lot of piles. Well, Rats is pretty easy, because you can just play 4 Rats. We're gonna play a lot of displaces here, I think. Mill. Mill's a weird option.
Point. Gotta get points.
I mean, sure. But, like, Goat Herd was the card I was thinking you wanted there, because it draws a billion cards.
Yeah. I like a Super Lab. That seems like a pretty good card. Look at all those cards. Wow.
Yeah, like if this mill was... Like, imagine this now if this mill was a Goat Herd instead. Also, Goat Herd could be one of the piles. It's only 5, though. I don't know. This is actually pretty difficult, but I feel like there's a win here. We'll see if Jack finds one. I don't really feel like doing all the calculation, because it's a lot of calculation.
It is a hard one. It's a good puzzle. Post it and spot the win.
But certainly we want to get at least one more King's Court here. Ooh, Scrying Pull for 3, no potion. That's a ridiculous card.
Huh. Yeah, I guess Menagerie wasn't that strong a card.
So we'll displace. I'm assuming we want to go like Forum to King's Court, Forum to maybe Goat Herd. Is there Goat Herd on the mat? There's not. I guess we want to get more rats at some point, maybe. We need to play the rats at some point. Let's see, we have 2 more after this we can play. Live the King's Court. Yeah, this is so much awkward right now because this mill doesn't draw like 15 cards.
But if it was a goat herd,
Yeah, then we'll draw 15 cards. Um, we can get the rats, no problem. Looping is not really difficult. Form into gold. Gold is
not the card I was thinking
that was
of
not the card I
here.
was thinking of either. No. All right. Well, gold definitely signals that you're not going for a win.
Gonna try to do some province to gold yo-yo stuff.
I mean, that just seems worse than like King's Court and Province, though, right? If you're gonna be doing display stuff.
Yeah, I don't really get it either.
Gold just doesn't make any sense to me.
Palace? Do they even have silver in exile? No.
No, they didn't score points off that. No.
They don't even have copper in
No.
exile either.
Also, no copper.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah, no, the gold just seems like just worse than King's Court. Rats into Shep. Shep doesn't draw very well yet, does it?
No, we have no green cards right now besides a mill.
I think if you want to draw, you just do King's Courts and Forums. Like that's King's Court, Forum. Like that draws cards.
Yeah.
All right, King's a Goat Herd. That's good to see. But now we have a problem. Well, no, now this doesn't work. No,
Yeah,
this doesn't work like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
What you needed to do was not King's Court this, or not play King's Court 3 times. So what you wanted to do is just play the displays 3 times, get rid of like the gold, the King's Court, and the King's Court and other stuff, and then play the Goat Herd to draw it back up and then play on. Because you'll have multiple King's Courts in your deck still. So like you didn't have to stop the turn here, you could have played on. Alright, well, I guess we're just scoring though. Anyway.
I don't know if I want to go into this next turn with a King's Court in exile. I guess it's okay. You have plenty of King's Court.
The King's Court Exile's fine, because you'll probably gain 1 mid-turn.
Yeah.
Why not a Shep? Shep could be... I don't know, it's still only 3 green cards, though. It doesn't draw that well. It doesn't... I think Shep just doesn't draw well enough yet. Alright, someone needs to go look for a win there, though. Because I turn 11, Jack's turn. I feel like there's a win there.
There seems like there's probably a loop.
Um...
Or something that's close
it
enough
doesn't need to be a true loop. It can be a partial loop and still win.
Yeah. Can someone post it and spot the win? That'd be cool.
So this Goat Herd only draws 1 card this turn, which is significantly worse than 5 cards.
Yep.
There's probably a win this turn too, right? I mean, at this point, I don't think Jack needs to go for a win this turn. I think Jack's in good enough position to just win regardless. All right, so now we do a King's Court, King's Court. King's Court, King's Court Forum makes the most sense. I guess you could King's Court the Goat Herd now, but I think you can wait on that. I guess Goat Herd is a cantrip here though, so that's still good enough for drawing. You probably want to displace these provinces right now. Not sure the exact order you want to play this in. If you're not going for a win, I mean this turn you might consider picking up like a couple more provinces and then a shepherd, because now shepherd's probably you probably have enough green cards for shepherd to actually draw.
Yeah, I could see starting to add some starting to use Shep as your draw here instead of forums.
Yeah, so you could play King's Court. You could displace now, I guess.
Displace and Shep are kind of awkward.
They are. I kind of feel like you need another form in your deck because you're kind of low on draw right now.
Especially if these Goat Herd stop drawing.
Yeah. Alright, so we're going King Court on Mill. Unless there's displace left. There's
This
still one
is
displace.
This is an interesting example of a board where you don't just want to always play all your King's Courts on each other as quickly as possible, because sometimes you actually want to displace those King's Courts.
It's true.
I think I definitely do the very clicky thing of just being like, I lined up King's Courts, like perfect, King's Court, King's Court, King's Court, King's Court, but like,
My recommendation is don't do that. Just for like mental bookkeeping, play King's Court, 2 actions, King's Court, 2 actions. Like, it makes it really hard for me to keep track if I play like 4 King's Courts, I don't know how many actions I have left. But if you play King's Court, 2 actions, King's Court, 2 actions, King's Court, 2 actions. It helps my mental bookkeeping a lot.
it's a good tip. I'm gonna try that. There's something pretty fun about slapping 4 or 5 of those bad boys down together, though.
Sure, it's just like Jack's doing right now. It's just a lot easier to keep track of how many plays you have left.
Yeah, no, that's clean. I like it. I'm definitely gonna try that my next complicated King's Court game, which hopefully will be soon because I'm a big fan of King's Court. It's one of my favorite cards.
Ugh, it's a weird
Some
card.
people don't like it. That's fine. I like pretty busted stuff. Like my other favorite card right now is Procession.
Well, Procession's certainly busted. Procession is a lot more calculation too, though. There's
I
some
like. I personally really like that. I think it's very fun.
I don't know. A lot of times with possession, or sorry, procession, what I'm doing is just playing a bunch of processions and hoping it works out because I don't really feel
Totally.
I don't feel like counting, and it usually
Yeah,
does. It usually works out. So you
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 gotta
just
just
trust
trust
it.
the process.
Yeah, but like you have those games where it's just like, well, I guess this one's just lost. Okay, that's fine. Just
Yeah, I know, DZ. You don't like Procession. You don't like Way of the Mouse. You don't like Triumph. You don't like a lot of the stuff we like. It's
um,
okay. We still love you, DZ. You're allowed
DZ
to.
just hates fun. Whatever.
No, I mean everyone's got a ban list, you know. Um, I don't know, but DZ, you have some strange Strange stuff on your list.
So, like,
Just saying.
I would really strongly consider discarding these provinces now and picking up like a shepherd or two as Jack.
Hmm. Yeah, I think you're at the point where your deck actually wants green cards now.
Well, you're gonna have at least 4 green cards in your deck, maybe like a shepherd and a mill or something. But you have at least 4 green cards, so shepherd should at least draw reasonably here at this point. But I mean, I guess like not discarding them is also not the worst option. More mills. It's a little weird to pick up all the mills though and not a shepherd though, because mill doesn't really do a lot unless you have shepherd.
Agreed. Like, we don't actually need the coin at this point.
All right. Well, looks like this shepherd gets to draw here. Pretty well. Yep. Draws 6. Not bad. I don't suppose it's a win here.
Oh, don't worry about it, jackdl. If you're watching this is a very complicated deck to pilot. I don't think anyone's faulting you for taking a while.
I doubt there's a win here. 13 points is a lot of points. While also getting all the piles. Also, I think Russ only has 1 King's Court, so probably not possible.
Correct. This looks very over unless Jack makes a weird mistake and leaves a pile out open or something.
Well, stranger things have happened.
Yeah, I'm not saying it won't happen. Just if I was being asked who am I favoring right now, I think it's heavily, the chances are Jackdal's going to win this game.
It seems very likely. I would have strongly considered just playing King's Court and Forum there. You have a lot of King's Courts, so you don't have to chain them all necessarily.
Yeah.
And then being able to find like more King's Courts in another form or something lets you pop off. That said, because now we got the King's Court Mill or something, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, Casey Mill is draw.
Well, Casey, I mean, cantrip is draw, right? So
Yeah.
it's just not, it's not great draw. Like, literally anything that said more than +1 card on it would be 100 times better, but, you know.
Yeah. Totally.
You take what you get. Playing that rats there is kind of weird. I guess we're discarding them from exile? Okay, sure. Like, King's Court Mill is a lab, which is, it's a very expensive lab. But,
yes.
you know.
It's a very expensive way to build a lab.
But sometimes that's what your deck needs. And sometimes King's Court Mill is the only way to get it. How many does Goatherd draw this turn? Looks like 0. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is they shift to pretty much only using Displace as their thinning, remodeling, whatever you want to call it. Goatherd will just stop drawing.
This is true. Does this win yet? Not quite. Well, it's not in quotes. It's not like air quotes draw. It's actual draw.
Yeah, it's actual draw. It's just very expensive way to get a lab.
King's Court Form is a lab with some sifting.
Yeah. And King's Court Mill is just a lab.
Well, yes, it's also sifts, but
there's also the discard thing, so it's better than a lab. But
yes, it's better.
King's Court cantrip in general is just a lab.
Yeah. I mean, the hand size is increasing. That's the important thing here.
Yep.
Does this win yet? Displace 3 things. No, not quite. We're close though. We're real close. Oh, I'm positive there's a pile out, yeah.
This looks very much like a win for Jack.
It's still not. Is it still not a win in hand though?
Not in hand, but it just looks like a win.
Well, yeah, you don't have to win in hand. Like even just you just grab 2 provinces here and been fine also. Um, at this point, I guess we're going King's Court in the middle. Also, maybe just King's Court displaced right now is fine. Or keep drawing. Keep drawing is fine. We can King's Court our rats actually. No, that doesn't work. Never mind. We're like just short of a win here, right?
Yep, I don't see the win yet.
No, we're one gauge. Well, we can't afford the forum is the problem. Otherwise,
Yeah,
this would win.
Just a little short.
Because rats to form, triple the rats is short on the forum by there. I don't know. Maybe just take duchies, take a shepherd. It doesn't really matter. Like you have way too many points. It's not like Russ is gonna do anything. Resign is totally reasonable.
Yep.
We can put this game out of its misery.
Okay,
all right.
So Jack goes up.
Yep, up 2-1. And Jack gets to go first in game 4, which is nice. Oh, hey. Oh, no. Oh, no. What were you saying about Busted Kingdoms?
Oh, wow. Groom Proc Lackeys. Does Quarry even come up, or do you just not need it?
No, Quarry doesn't come up. This is out of control, this board.
Wow. Okay, so Groom Lackeys just ends on turn 9 by itself.
Procession Groom Lackeys.
I don't know the turn count on Groom Proc because it really depends on the rest of the board, but it certainly makes the board go whoosh.
What have we got? Where's DZ? DZ. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so the open is pretty clearly, I think, Groom Lackeys. There's also the idea of like pageant, maybe. I'm not sure if that's useful at all.
It does not seem useful to me.
Okay.
I think it's just Groom Lackeys and then go Vroom.
Yep.
Vroom go Vroom, I think is the board.
It's gonna be the first player to step on the gas here.
I guess it's not
what
trivial
are we looking
though.
At 7 turns? 8?
It's gonna depend a lot on draws. Because once you draw, this just loops. But I'm not sure how long it takes to get to drawing. I would take maybe a second Groom here, like another Groom Lackeys pair. Procession is also completely reasonable. Like with good draws, this could end on like turn 5, right?
Yeah.
I would take. Do we want another Groom now, or maybe just another Procession actually?
Either seems fine.
Like, honestly, I think if you could line up your draws, you maybe win turn 4 here. No, not turn 4, turn 5, if you just line up your draws. Okay, I want more processions. Like, 2 more processions here seems pretty good to me.
Yeah, Groom and Proc, grab another one.
And next turn looks pretty promising for Jack. Yeah, Groom for Proc, buy Proc. I think it's too many Grooms and enough Procs, I think.
Yeah, I want to start exploding with Proc.
Yeah. Well, that's way too many Grooms for my taste.
Yes, agreed.
Okay,
we're just going all in. There's 1 Proc taken.
Like, Proc is well, Groom's also important, but Proc Groom is very strong. Alright, well, I guess we're playing the horse. There's a Proc down there, right? So we're playing the horse and then Procing the Groom to gain, like, procession. Actually, with the way of the seal... Nah, it's probably not worth it. I think you could seal something to try to set up for next turn, but I don't think that's worthwhile. I don't know.
There's some cool stuff you can do here where you play something as seal and you proc some stuff, gain some grooms, some proc some horses.
Oh,
right?
yeah, for sure.
But we're not there yet. Okay, what?
That sounds terrible. what
So
you
we're
just
all
did.
memeing about like, oh, this board sucks, it's so simple, like, or it's so whatever. I don't know what the
Oh,
complaint even is, but they're both massively misplaying this board.
why would you draw with the horse there? You know your procession is last card, and you're unlikely to find an action with it. It sounds
Yeah.
that was really unfortunate. I think I don't like the decisions
So
that Jack made
yes,
that
I
turn.
am a Groom Procession apologist. I think this board's very interesting in a weird way. But
They have way too many grooms and not nearly enough processions.
yeah, they're both totally misplaying this. So, there's a this is not a trivial board to play correctly, although once you line up the stuff, it just kind of explodes.
Yeah. So like Jack's
What do
last
you
turn, Jack could have done something like you play the horse, you procession the groom. The first groom play can be seal. The second groom player can be procession, and you top deck horse procession, right? Like
Yeah.
that's a thing you can do.
Yep.
Um, but alternatively, you could just take procession the groom and just gain like two processions and two horses, and then that would also be fine, I think.
So here do you groom for like two lackeys and two procs? One lackey and three procs?
Well, certainly lackeys.
Yes. But you need some more procs too if you're gonna make this work on your next turn.
Yeah, the fact that there's still 9 procs in this pile is like a crime against this board.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Jack could have done some stuff with top decking useful cards, although then the villager count was a little bit low. Regardless, you can just gain a bunch of lackeys here, gain some processions. Um,
What? Stop gaining estates. This is
well,
way too early to be gaining estates.
all right. Well, I mean, like the board's changed a bit at this point, right? So,
What are you gonna rush lackeys and estates and just not touch proc?
it seems bad, but at this point, like the game is very close to ending. Yeah, like if you seal one groom and then you play groom to top deck procession horse, that seems pretty solid to me.
Yup, that's what I want to do.
Um, we could have been doing this like much earlier in the game, but it's fine. We can top deck another procession too. So you just lead off of proc horse and then go nuts.
Yeah, that sounds like a great way to start my turn.
So Russ had some interesting decisions too, yeah. Like Russ's turn here could be pretty good. Like I assume as Russ what you want to be doing is um
Okay, that lackeys
sealing
just seems wrong.
now you
Like, I
top deck.
think you just need to be taking a
Yeah.
second proc there.
Now you draw, now you proc the horse. Now we top deck a proc horse and draw it again. Does this win? This might just win for us. Um seems pretty likely this just wins. Maybe.
Yeah, I think this just keeps looping.
Well, there's not a clear. How many more grooms do we have? I don't know. Oh, that's. Oh, no, wrong. We have grooms. Okay, this just wins. Um, and now we just gain all the
Well, I
estates.
did say turn 7.
Turn 7. Yeah. I guess it's not over yet.
No, it is. Oh, wait, yeah. Do they have enough gains to grab all the procs? No.
There's only 4 gains in hand. You need to score a bit too, so that's the problem there.
Guess you just start grooming estates and,
Well, get another proc horse on top though. So like you top up the proc horse, now you can
oh, yeah.
draw 2 estates. Then you can proc the horse again or proc something else. Or you groom. Well, you're gonna be procking. No, so you're gonna be procking horses, so the horses are gonna be gaining the processions you
The
need.
procs, yeah.
Um, so this is it's not there. This isn't a win. It's a tie, right? No, no, it wins. Never mind. I can't count. Because
Counting's hard.
if the horse is on top, you can play the horse now. And then I think that's enough to win, if I'm counting right? No, wait. Because Proclaki doesn't win. Wait, hold on. I'm confused.
Oh, can't play a storeroom for buy. Now you win.
Okay, there it is. Okay, yeah, it works. I was thinking about a different line, but I guess this line works just as well.
Yeah, this wasn't what I was looking at either, but it worked.
Yeah.
So, okay, cool. Russ takes it. I correctly predicted turn 7. Obviously, I'm the best player in the room.
That checks out.
Yep. Okay. So we are now at 2 apiece.
I mean, so think about that board. There is an argument to be made for getting all the grooms first, just because of the top decking effect. I just think you really want procs earlier. I think they're just too good not to get earlier.
I agree. But that board could definitely be analyzed, and I could be wrong.
Oh boy, Golem. Golem's back. Yep.
Golem's important here. Yeah, Golem looks actually like, unlike on that previous board where money seemed like it did fine. I think you have to build the Golem engine here.
Oof. Man, Golem was the only.
How else do you win? I want to play a bunch of inventors. How else do I do that?
Yeah, it's so awkward.
It's terrible.
There's no trashing. So it's just great. Okay, good luck.
Yeah, there's like a weird like university harvest kind of thing, but like I don't think it's good.
No, Taxman is not trashing. Taxman is turning treasure into other treasure. I don't see how Taxman's good here.
Yeah, Taxman looks like garbage here.
Do you just open? I think you just open Potion Silver here.
Potion Silver, yeah, that seems fine.
I mean, the University's a pretty
Inventor
solid
Silver.
card. Inventor Silver's fine too. I just think the University is. I mean, Inventor's fine too. I think the University is probably really good to get early though.
Yeah, Moyo, it's very hard. You have to put a bunch of bazaars, inventors, and
Yeah.
unis into your deck, not unis, golems into your deck, and hope it all kind of lines up right.
I mean, I guess you can butterfly the inventor like Russ2 just did. But like now, what do you do with your turn as Russ? Do you even want silver? I don't know.
I don't know, not really.
Just pass is reasonable, I think. Or we just give up on the engine and play money, but I don't think that wins. Alright, I'll be back in 1 minute.
Okay, no problem. So what is Jack in here with this inventor? Looks like another inventor. Okay, and then another inventor. So, inventor's good. Want to give up and get Taxman with Rogue. Taxman Rogue sounds terrible, Maya. I'm sorry, but that does not sound like a good deck. Especially with just no deck control. So it looks like one of the main ways they're going for bazaars is to inventor a 4-cost, which seems to be inventor on the whole, and then butterflying it back for a bazaar, which is a neat little trick. Sort of makes inventor able to gain 5 costs. Okay, so yeah, bazaars are gonna continue running pretty fast. I expect we see bazaars and inventors run, but I'm not sure where they go from here. Neither of them has a potion, so they haven't leaned into Uni or Golem at all yet. And I just set off the smoke alarm. 1 sec.
Alright, what did I miss? Wait, where's Kilohertz? Why is Kilohertz muted? What just happened? Okay. Anyway, I guess it's up to me.
Sorry, roommate's cooking and just set off smoke alarm.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, very sensitive smoke alarm in new apartment.
Um, when I was in college,
We're glad you make.
we taped a Tupperware over our smoke alarm because it was
Yeah,
always
I'm
going off.
considering plastic bagging this one because it goes off when you like make bacon. It's really annoying.
Uh, not the safest option, but
No,
sometimes making bacon without being annoyed is more important than
yeah. Anyway, so bazaars have run
Wait, what?
mostly through inventoring inventors and then butterflying the inventors back to bazaars, but we have no more bazaars in the pile. Um,
So, bizarre money isn't a thing, right?
I mean, I can't. It's peddler money, so it it is a thing insofar as it seems like marginally better than terminal draw big money, but uh, no.
This is the second game where I want them to buy golems and they're not going to buy golems.
Yeah, what world is this?
Ah, this golem slander has to stop. See,
Uh,
this is why people say things like, "Oh, golem's a bad card," and you look at the board and you're like, "Oh, golem's a bad card. I'm not going to buy it." But you know what? Sometimes you want to buy golem.
yeah, like I said, I wasn't sold on the Golem engine on the first board we looked at. I think money is competitive there at least.
I think it's competitive. I would have tried the engine just because when I think it's close, I usually just go engine and hope it works out.
Sure.
Um,
When I think it's close, I usually go with the side that doesn't have Golem on it.
well, I mean, look, sometimes you want to play a game where golem is your main component for your engine.
Okay,
Right?
what I was trying to say is on this board, I was playing the Golem engine. Like, I'm in.
It's a very friendly rogue there.
Yeah, just toss some mistakes for you.
I'm gonna also point out that the engine gets to do the fun thing here, which is roguing provinces.
Yep. Uh, yeah, the other thing is money looks pretty slow here, so the engine has a lot of time to set up. And if you don't challenge it, it also gets a big stack of bazaars and inventors.
Well, it also steals your provinces.
Yeah, eventually.
I mean, it's not reliably stealing provinces, but even stealing like one or two provinces against money is probably crippling.
Yeah.
Anyway, the lack of potions so far is unfortunate. I would have opened potion here. I wanted potion turn one. All right. Well, now we're just playing butterfly money.
Yeah, this is kind of weird.
I mean, sure. Yeah, let's go.
All right, whatever.
Rogue Bazaar Butterfly money. It's not the engine I or not the game I envisioned, but it is the one we have.
Why do we have a farmland?
Um, I have no
Okay,
idea.
we got a potion.
Woo! Golem time. Let's go.
I mean, that's
Let's
definitely the way
go.
to buy potion cards is to gain and play a potion with the sculptor or falconer or something. Like buying
Um,
potion is terrible.
I
Gaining
mean,
potion to hand is sweet.
I guess so. I mean, okay. So if you're gonna play it like that, then opening Inventor Silver and then turning Inventor into Falconer is okay. Like if that's how you want to get potion, like that makes more sense.
Farmlands was used to trash a state into an inventor earlier. That's weird, but okay.
I mean, I guess if you wanted to buy Inventor, it's better than just buying Inventor. Like if you're gonna buy Inventor anyway, you might as well just turn the state into Inventor. Yes, or rather, you turn the state into Farmland is the effective um, thing that happens there. Rogue into Farmland on the Butterfly is really weird to me.
Yeah, we are going through a lot of these farmlands.
Farmland's not like a good money card.
No, it's also not a card I usually want to gain.
Unless Jack thought it was the on like the effect happens on gain, not on buy.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's why they just undid.
If it has on gain, then sure it makes sense because you can get a farmland and turn the farmland into province. But
Yeah,
on buy,
yeah.
like
What I mean by I don't want to gain it isn't like I don't buy it because it's a bad card. I mean like I literally don't want to be using a gainer on it. Like I need to be buying it or I'm not touching it.
yeah.
I mean, unless I really need the 2 points, but $6 for 2 points is not great.
No, it's a very very poor exchange rate. The rules person. Well,
Wait, what happened? There was a rules
Because
issue?
no, because DZ knows all the rules, and no one else in this community knows the rules to Dominion, other than
I
DZ.
Oh, well, that's absolutely certain. But I nothing that's happened in this game at least seems particularly confusing.
Unless Jack thought you could remodel the farmland on the game, not on buy.
Yeah. I mean, DZ says that Injix, which makes sense as I believe they're actually a programmer on the website on Shuffle
Yes,
ID,
that's true.
is the rules expert. Um, and DZ is really the secret history expert.
Hmm. I don't
But
know any of the rules for
certainly, they
Dominion.
seem to also have a very strong grasp on the rules in edge cases.
I don't know the rules at all. I just learn on every new game. I have to relearn the rules to Dominion. It's great.
Okay, so what are we inventing?
You've never played before. Mm-hmm.
Every time I play Dominion, I just play it with regular like playing cards. I'm not sure I'm playing the same game as everyone else.
I think you're playing Go Fish.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Moyo, I have played Harvest Chameleon before. It's funny because
Harvest
sometimes it draws you a bunch of cards.
Harvest Chameleon is certainly an option. I
It takes a weak board, but see, that's the kind of stupid shit I like to go for. Is like, ooh, like that's on the board. Like I'm going for that.
Sure. Harvest Chameleon is a thing you can go for. All right, golem action. Let's go.
Yeah, it hit our two cards that we wanted to hit.
Yeah, more
Oh, we drew
golems.
another
Look at
golem.
that.
Let's
Ah,
go.
this game is so good.
And we have a falconer. Oh wait, falconer's not cost reduction
Nope,
usable.
it's less than. Yeah.
Oh,
Unfortunately, this rogue can't steal provinces right now.
correct. We would need one more inventor play. We could gain and play an inventor with falconer though. I mean,
Oh, that's
move
true.
on.
Let's do it. Let's play the inventor and then rogue, because then rogue won't pick up the potion. No, no, don't pick up the potion. No, you don't want the potion. Aww.
Undo.
I really want you to play more inventor and then play rogue
Yeah,
with the
me too.
attack. Like you don't have potions right now.
And we're butterflying falconer. I actually wanted this falconer.
I mostly just wanted to gain like a silver here instead, or something. I don't know. Gain inventor is also fine. I just don't think you need to.
What are we doing?
I don't
Okay,
know.
we're undoing.
I don't think. I don't think they know what they're doing actually. I think they're just playing like somewhat randomly. Oh, that order was
Oh, come on! You
terrible.
did the thing. You just didn't do it. There.
No, you did the wrong order. All is lost.
That was no problem for the undo either. You didn't gain any info by playing that
Oh
rogue.
man, you gained a potion for no reason.
Yeah,
When
you could have attacked.
you could have attacked instead of gained potion. All right. Well, this game has gone in a completely different direction than I thought. It's also turn 18. It's a lot of turns.
It's a lot of turns.
More golems. Let's go. Um,
One short of hitting farmland.
well, I guess we'll just buy a duchy here as Russ. Maybe we'll kill a duchy. Kill a gold, which that's fine. Sure. All right. More golem
The
action.
annoying
Let's
thing
go.
about killing a gold is it's hard to cost reduce it back out of the rogue range. And I want a rogue to be attacking.
Well, yeah, but Jack's just gonna pick up that gold now, I guess, right?
Yeah, I mean, he has to play the rogue and fine. Minion
Other.
Pawn, I was discussing Golem with someone recently, and we were talking about ways to fix it. And one of the ways we were talking about was just let it play itself so that it can start doing throny stuff and like
Um.
serve as a source of action. Another thing is to add +1 action onto it.
Yeah, I think either of those would make it significantly more competitive as a card. It's just it's as is. It's just very awkward. It's a very awkward card.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I forget that Dominion is actually in
It's
real
really
life game.
optimized for people
Yeah,
playing with little paper cards.
I haven't played in real life Dominion in I don't even know the last time.
It's been some years.
Uh-huh. All right, farmland time, I guess.
Okay, so this is a bunch of points.
And then this will be another province here. So this game looks pretty over. I don't think
Yep.
Jack can come back from that. So it'll be a third win for Russ.
Yep. So Russ gaining some momentum, going up 3-2. So just needs a tie or a win in the last game. Minion Pawn, assuming Russ does indeed win this game, it will be 3-2 in Russ's favor.
And it is first to 3.5.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the rogue gained a farmland. All right, let's go.
All right. And
Okay,
then that's
too
it.
bad this is win my grandma could find.
Um, yes.
All right, going into what might be the final game or might be the penultimate game.
Or we could keep going if they tie the seventh game.
Oh, Jack hitting us with the BRB.
5 to 10 minutes. Oh, that's so long.
Yeah, that's a lot. All right, I'm gonna grab a snack.
All right. I guess I'll take a quick break here.
Yep.
Um,
I will be here just muted, so I'll be back in a couple
yeah,
minutes.
that sounds like a plan. Guess I'll just mute and come back later. I think the considerate thing would be to go into the recording and edit it so I edit out this break. There is a 0% chance I do that though. So if you're listening to this on recording, just go ahead and fast forward because I'm not
What you
bothering.
can do is you can throw a timestamp in the caption for like after the break.
Okay, you know the videos I make? I put literally no effort into. I literally just upload them and do nothing. All right,
Yeah, I know. I'm
I'm
saying for
not.
like only like 1% more effort than that. All you
No,
have to
no
do.
effort.
All right, well, whatever. I'm gonna go get some food. I will talk to you in 5 minutes.
No, what someone should do is in the comments they should put they all right. Someone when they get into the comments of this video, put a hyperlink in the comments to like when the game starts back up. Save me the 3 seconds to actually do it myself. Okay, bye. See you in the future. Okay, we're back. Yes, hold on. All right, we returned. Welcome back to the future. We're starting again. So, this board's got a lot going on. So we have trashing with church. We have draw with silk merchant and old witch and hireling and oracle. We got some gains with haggler and smugglers. There's no plus buy unless we find a ruined market, which is always the best kind of plus buy. Um. Oh wait, silk merchant is plus buy. Why did I think? Never mind. Why is silk merchant plus buy? It's already so good. All right, forget it. Um. Yes, silk merchant's pretty good. Borrowing for old witch makes a lot of sense. I think that's pretty reasonable. Like old witch church is a pretty solid open. I mean, I think I think silk merchant church is also completely reasonable. An auto buy user? Why wouldn't you auto? Wait, what's auto buy? Oh, which money? No, 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 no. You're building here, for sure. There's a pretty reasonably good engine here.
This is faster than 5 minutes.
I know. Jack has deceived us all. So I'm thinking, I don't know what those 3 cards are. I guess you're counting. I would be, see, if I was Jack, I would have just set aside 3 cards there, I think. Because the more cards you get out of your shuffle, the more likely you are to find the Old Witch again. And I'm not sure it's worth buying the Silk Merchant and like not set aside 2 more cards.
So how are we playing this board? Is it like just old witch money basically?
No, there's a haggler. There's stuff you can do. There's so much you can do on this board.
Tell me what I'm doing here.
Well, you're playing an engine I guess I probably want hirelings, maybe. I don't know.
How
They're
am I playing an
they're a little
engine
bit
with no
slow.
village?
Well, you don't need a village for the engine. You have Silk Merchant. That's all you need for an engine. I mean, you're not gonna get like gigantic things, but you're probably playing with Haggler on this board. I'm still like curious about hireling, just because it doesn't cost you actions anymore once you play it for draw. Um, that was an interesting order to play things in.
Yeah, that does not seem optimal.
I would have very much liked to keep my villager. Like, Silk Merchant's your only village here. So you want to be pretty conservative in spending villagers. No, I want to build here for sure. I don't think Old Witch Money is competitive with. I mean, it's a janky engine without villages, but like you have Silk Merchant, that's enough of a village, I think, to make things work. I mean, I assume at some point we're just trashing Silk Merchants to gain villages also, but that's probably later game.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only way the engine works is it needs to constantly be trashing and gaining, but also trashing silks.
Well, yeah. I think Haggler plays a good part in that. Like, you can buy
Yeah.
province and gain a Silk Merchant or 2, and you can trash them. Yeah, I think the draw situation does make me think I want to grab hirelings. Maybe a couple hirelings is okay. I mean, I think there's a thought to just skipping Old Witch here as well. It's probably not good.
I'm very wary to skip old witch.
Yeah, probably just it's terrible. Third Church isn't the worst thing in the world, especially with the amount of trashing you want to do. Guide is also fine. I do kind of want to grab More stuff here. I do want a Haggler. I'm pretty sure I want Haggler this board pretty soon. And then some more silks. All the silk merchants seems fine.
Throw some silks in there.
Jack is still burning villagers here. I don't like it. Like, certainly want to play the church earlier than this, I think. I don't know, maybe not. But like now you're out of villages. It's a little awkward. What is happening over there?
Nothing. Okay, setting aside a silk.
Another old witch. Alright, well Jack is playing probably more money-ish than I would be on this board, but I guess it's fine. Presumably Jack has to trash a silk merchant here.
Yeah.
I just think Jack's been way too liberal on spending these villagers.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really uncomfortable position to be in. You're looking at 3 terminals in hand and no others.
Yeah. Again, we're not playing
Why
the church
did we play that before the church?
Yeah, I just like it's very like it's fine because you're probably playing this old witch anyway, but it seems like let's just make sure we don't waste villagers unnecessarily. I mean, I'll probably just set aside Silk, Copper, Curse here and then play the old witch.
Mm-hmm.
The way that they're playing this, I assume you want to buy like a gold or something this turn maybe, because I don't think you're ever at this point building an engine is probably not happening.
Yeah, I think they're leaning towards money.
So you're probably gonna have to lean into the money heavier at this point, which just means get a gold or something now. Saving the curse is definitely a thing you can do. I'm not sold on it. I mean, obviously, like having the curse in your shuffle is more likely to get trashed Old Witch, but it's also likely to cost you a coffer. I don't know. It could go either way.
Yeah, it's not clear.
I would just trash a Silk Merchant here, I guess.
Yeah, you need to.
You don't have to. You could trash a copper and then set aside Silk Merchants or something.
True.
You still have a villager left, so you don't have to necessarily trash it right now. And you do want to be trashing some coppers. Alright, like here I might just set aside like 6 coppers. It's just so good to have all these things not in your shuffle. Yeah, I think set aside 6 coppers makes a lot of sense. Because you're basically guaranteed to draw a deck next turn if you do that. Plus you get 2 trashes in. It has the 2 curse attacks off. There's just a lot of upside to getting just like having a completely fully drawn deck next turn. Mm, that
Okay,
seems
that's not what I would have done.
that seems really bad to me actually. Not like really bad, but it seems pretty bad to me.
It seems pretty bad, yeah.
Because now you don't get to trash all the cards, and you don't have a completely clean shuffle. I don't know. Like, yeah, I think just like sitting aside everything would look pretty good. So like here, do we? I guess we're setting aside again. I don't know. I mean, getting the hireling in play this turn is pretty helpful.
Yeah, set the silk aside, play the hireling. I don't know what else you can do.
Set aside silk. I would set aside the coppers too. I just want to set aside maximally.
Hmm.
Um, it's just the benefits of setting aside are just really strong. You don't shuffle these cards into your draw pile, and that just means you get back around your other cards faster, which is such a solid effect. Yeah, we're not setting aside again. I don't know. I'm not really a fan of all that. Like, I would just spend the coffers. I'm not that concerned with keeping coffers.
Hmm. I'm not sure. Maybe I overvalue coffers.
Mm, I mean, having a few are pretty nice. I mean, you could also just buy nothing, right? Like, so like the question there, of course, is then, would you rather um, set aside 2 coppers, or would you rather um, just save a coffer and not have a silk merchant, and then get stuff out of your shuffle? And I think the answer is just set stuff aside and don't buy anything is probably better than not setting aside and buying a silk merchant. Because if you're getting 2 cards out of your shuffle, and silk merchant's only drawing you 1 card, right? Like you're drawing less next shuffle than you would otherwise. And it's not like you can play all these silk merchants because you're pretty limited on terminal space. Well, but so the thing is that church also stops hands like those because you set stuff aside, right? You're setting aside a bunch of junk. You don't get hands like those. Um, so like if Jack was setting aside more stuff, like I don't think you'd have those hands.
Hmm.
But of course, guide is fine. Like you don't mind having a guide.
Yeah, sure. It's a little bit of a distraction, but it would be nice.
I mean, like on early 3 cost hand or something, buying a guide is over church. I think would be a reasonable decision, but I think they're both fine.
It
Um,
turned into a bit of a slog.
well, it's Old Witch, so Old Witch and well, like a church is like a decent trasher, but it's not like the strongest trasher in the world. So it doesn't surprise me. Um, again, we're burning villagers for what seems like no reason to me. But like again, we need to be setting aside a lot of these cards. Set aside 6 cards would be, I think, completely reasonable. I mean, maybe you set aside like 4 or 5 cards instead of 6, and then buy a Silk Merchant. I think that'd also be reasonable.
Hmm.
But I do think Jack has been not setting aside as much as they should be. I guess you could just draw here with the Silk Merchant, actually.
What's down there?
Um, nothing good, right? I guess there's another church. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I guess drawing with Silk Merchant there was definitely reasonable. We'll see what this hireling draws. But Jack's deck is fairly clean. There's still a few too many copper, but it's not too bad.
It's very unclear to me who's ahead here.
Jack is, I think, by a good margin. That order was weird. Like, surely you want to just trash 2 curses. I guess you don't have to trash the curses with the old witches. Yeah, maybe it's fine. I mean, you definitely trash copper. But I would just trash curse. I don't like. I mean, it's nice to trash them for free to old witch, but I think it's better just to get rid of them and then save your coffer. I would maybe consider trashing curse over or copper over curse if I had enough to buy province without trashing. Or without spending a coffer, I should say. Anyway, I think province now is fine. Jack can just go into money until it's starting to into greening. My words are not coming out the right way right now.
I know what you mean.
That's the important thing.
I think the chat knows what you mean too.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you're not buying province here, I probably would have trashed copper over curse.
Yeah, I think.
So
There's also a weird thing with like you want to set curses aside with church to trash them, but you also don't because you want to get them passively trashed from your opponent's
yeah,
old witches.
I mean, I think in general, what I would do here is just if I needed the money, I would set aside or trash the curse. If I didn't need the money, I would set aside or trash the copper. I think that'd be roughly the way to play it. But I think saving your coffers at this point in the game is probably pretty valuable. Just because if we're going to go into starting greening, just having a number of coffers to smooth out your $7 hands is a pretty powerful effect. Let's take the gold. Interesting. All right. Just setting aside. Takes the province.
It's a province.
Russ's deck doesn't have as much economy, which is a bit of an issue. Going into the greening phase here. But like I would just province here as Jack. Also the 6 coffers here are gonna be pretty massive for Jack.
Jack has the big coffer advantage and the better deck.
Yeah, I don't think there's any reasonable path forward for Russ, but we'll see. Like Russ can green now, but I think Russ wants a gold and not a province right now. Yeah. Alright, yeah, we do some trashing. Probably trash the Silk Merchant. But Jack should play this church before the Old Witch. Just we need to stop burning coffers or villagers.
Yeah, these villagers. Save the villagers.
There's been a number of turns. Yeah, Jack's done a number of turns where you end up with an action at the end of your turn. I mean, it makes some sense because you play the Old Witch first, you get more information about what to set aside. But I think the value of having some villagers at this stage of the game is so massive that it's worth, risking setting aside badly.
Agreed.
To save a villager.
I mean, I think villagers might be the most important resource in this game in some sense.
Well, yeah. I wanted to go with the engine here, which values the villagers even more highly. But I think Russ is gonna have a hard time keeping up in the provinces.
This looks like it's Jack's game.
Well, I don't know. I mean, if Russ can just province a couple more times, that's gonna be very nice. But Jack can also just Dutchy dance. Actually, I don't think you want to trash the Silk Merchant because that's the only plus buy at this point. And I think that's the only Yeah, that's the only Silk Merchant on other player's deck is the one right there. So I would be very hesitant to trash this one, actually. Um, I'd be quite hesitant to trash it. Especially as player 1, you might need the extra buy for tie-breaking purposes.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I guess Russ, a tie is as good as a win for Russ, right?
Yep, he only needs a tie.
So, yeah, so Jack can't even offer a tie. Um, so I would definitely keep the Silk Merchant. I think getting rid of it would be a bit of an issue. Alternatively, you can trash it and then hope to just province, or hope
Yeah, I mean, you could
hope
just
Russ
hit.
misses province. Yeah. All right. I mean, so if you're Jack here, I think you just set aside the old witch and then buy a duchy.
Sounds reasonable.
You could set aside some copper also, but I think you want to just save the coffers. Well, I don't know. Maybe not. Probably. But certainly, your goal as Jack here is just to find the. Yeah, saving the coffers makes sense because you have the possibility of like double provincing or doing province duchy or something. So just buy duchy here, and you're buying duchy here. So you only need to do like province estate. I guess I would just set aside more though here because I don't like. I would just set aside the silk merchant because you don't need to. I don't know. Like you don't need to province estate this turn. So you can probably just aim to do it next turn or something.
What do you do this turn?
I would probably set aside a bunch of stuff and then play the old witch. So set aside like silk merchant, 2 provinces, um, and then play the old witch, and then buy duchy.
Yep.
Um, and this is looking okay for Jack this turn. I guess you could have considered churching aside the church. That way you can keep pushing the silk merchant forward if you don't want to pop that turn. Because once you play the silk merchant, you're kind of in for it.
Mm-hmm. Does Russ have a silk in their deck anymore?
No, the only silk merchant left is the one in Jack's deck right now.
Okay.
Um, I mean, that said, I think you have to go for it now, right? So you play the silk merchant now, and then you just buy province estate. Would have been nice to. Okay, that's a decent hand there. Yeah, so you only have to spend 1 coffer here.
No, you can just win.
Oh, it's 15. You're right. It's 16. That's double province. Even better. All right, we'll go
I
double
like
province
winning.
then. That sounds
Yeah.
better. I mean, province estate is probably also completely winning, but
Probably, but
this is
why
this
not just win the
is
game?
this is a little easier. Yeah, good old borrow.
I like borrow. Does what it says on the 10. Nice. It's like, hey, give me a buck. Alright, thanks.
Yeah, Jack probably not seeing it right now because it's too much thinking. The thing is though, like the only thing that makes sense to do if you're not like obviously double province is winning, but if you're not in double province, like province estate is the only thing that makes that much sense, right?
I mean, the only other option I can think of is either an option is just taking 2 duchies.
That sounds pretty bad.
Again, there's a mate in one, right? Like, you just win the game.
Yes,
So,
there is a mate in one. No, double duchy doesn't sound. again, I'm theorizing in the world in which like borrow doesn't exist. Um,
Yeah.
like the problem with double duchy is Russ can just province and hope you miss province next turn, right?
Yep.
Um, whereas if you go province estate, Russ can't take province and has to take duchy, and which means you only need to hit duchy next turn. Province duchy seems like
Probably still win.
province. It seems like worse.
They're
It seems
poppers.
worse than province estate to me though, because
I agree.
now you're down 3 coffers, which makes getting the last province a little bit harder. And the estate does just as much as the duchy does.
Yep.
Regardless, missed the win there.
Yeah.
I mean, like Russ just has to duchy, right?
I mean, nothing else to do.
What are we?
Gonna
Oh, we're just gonna.
set aside differently, I guess. Stash the silver.
Oh yeah, setting aside more treasure seems like
Yeah.
the play. You don't need 7 coins. 5 will be sufficient for this big old duchy buy. So I guess we set aside what province
Province,
duchy,
duchy. Yeah. That's it. Then play the old witch
and
and
that's
lose.
enough. We got there.
Okay, so we're going to game 7.
Game 7. Ooh, someone sound the alarms. Is it random player or no? I guess it's still Russ goes first, right? According to the rules that I read, was higher seed plays odd number games, and this would be an odd number game.
What's the emoji everyone uses for game 7 alerts?
What is it called? Alarm or
I searched. It's not alarm, and it's
um
not alert either.
siren maybe? It might be siren.
Also, no.
Um, rotating light. Why would they call it rotating light?
It is rotating light.
Oh, I see. It's a cop car. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, fine. What a boring name. Okay, let's look at this board. Groom is back. Um, less exciting than last game. Ooh, you went 4 rotating lights on the other side. That's a lot.
You know, I like to do it big. Okay, so yeah, Groom's back, but certainly doesn't look anywhere as groomy as it did on that
It
other board.
does not. I'm probably just opening Exorcist here.
Exo seems like a great open.
Exo
Can
Silver.
we do anything fun with Gamble?
Not, I mean, nothing more than normal
Yeah,
gamble stuff, I
nothing.
don't
Nothing that looks
think.
particularly crazy.
If you draw your deck, you can. Wait, there's no plus buy though. Oh, there's Baron. Never mind.
There's
We get to discard a
Barrett, but
state. It was awkward.
correct, which screws up gambling.
I
You
mean,
can't
it's
really
fine.
gamble through
Like if
states.
you could buy like Hireling and gamble twice or something, like things like that would be pretty solid.
Yeah, but I don't. Um,
It does require you drawing your deck, which is a bit of a challenge here.
yes.
Mystics and Wisp definitely have some synergy. I probably do I want University here? I mean, it's fine. It's not great. It's a bit slow. There's no plus. Well, I was gonna spare it for plus buy. It's not like great plus buy. I don't
Now, the
know.
bigger
Like,
issue to me is there's just no draw.
well, there's wisps and imps. You can kill horses for imps, and then imps can play horses, but there's only so many things we actually gain with groom, so that's kind of limited.
Yeah.
You can use university to gain 5 costs, then like mystics, and then turn them into ghosts. Like there's things you can do.
You squeeze blood from the stone here for sure.
Um, so just the question is like, what's the money look like? Um, like groom money looks like the money. I would play the engine.
Groom can be played in like if Groom gains silvers, it's actually a not bad money
Oh no,
card.
Groom's a decent money card. Yeah, Groom to gain silvers is pretty solid. Um, I mean, think about like Explorer or like Explorer only gains 1 silver. Groom gains 2 silvers. Of course, Explorer goes to hand, right? I think,
Yes, it does.
or like Sculptor, but
Yeah, okay, but sure.
I
Yeah.
would take a Hireling here. An early 6 definitely wants Hireling. I'm pretty sure.
Sounds good.
I think there's a long board, so the Hireling should pay off pretty well. Guess the gamble the Groom is pretty solid. That seems pretty good. I do think you want Exorcist. I would have opened Exorcist here, but
Yeah, I want to open EXO.
the nice thing about opening Baron is you do get to spike Hireling fairly often. Um, the Groom open doesn't really work for me too much in the money deck or in the engine. I guess if we're gonna play money here, opening Groom would be the play. Alright, get that Hireling in play. I guess we just gamble here. I don't particularly want a Guardian. And if you hit Baron, it's fine. Okay. Like, these Grooms aren't really... The problem with the Grooms here is they don't do anything. Like, what are the Grooms doing?
Yeah.
What are you gaining off
There's
Grooms?
more patricians to gain.
Alright, well,
They're super silver gainers.
yeah. Russ is definitely signaling money here. Oh,
Oh, he's
Russ is going
Duke.
Duchy Duke. I mean, it's not
I
bad.
was going to ask, like, what do we think about greening with Duke here? It makes some sense. There's also Fountain is a nice stack of points, which works pretty easily with Duke if you can slip some barons in there.
Yeah, I would... If I was Russ, though, if I'm playing Duchy Duke with, like, Groom money, I want more than one Groom. Like, I think gaining the Duke there was probably premature. I would have taken a second Groom there if that's the plan.
I agree. I think having two Groom sounds good. And I just realized you don't even need Baron because you can just gain coppers with Groom and then you get a silver too.
Yeah, you don't need the Baron in that deck. Like if you're playing Duchy Duke with, let's say, two Grooms, maybe even three Grooms, I think is totally reasonable. I think if that's Russ's plan, the build order is a little weird. Like getting Patricians is kind of weird in that deck because Patricians don't do super well with like Silver Flood.
Sure, you say. Like a simple example without plus buy is like imagine ill-gotten gains is board, right? Like so, or something else like treasure trove, right? Something that makes it easy to gain some extra coppers even if there's no plus buy.
Mm-hmm. So Jack's playing Engine here. So the nice thing about Changeling is Hireling is always there for you. Um,
Yeah,
the thing that I don't particularly like about Jack's strategy here, though, is no trashing. Like if you're gonna be playing the engine, like you need Exorcist. Exorcist is mandatory for that deck, I think.
it's like we're gonna be a bit of a degenerate and just gamble away our paycheck here.
That's fine. Well, if you're Russ, I think just gambling around Grooms is reasonable. Um, I would gain. I like. Yeah, I think you should gain coppers eventually. I don't think you do it now. Well, maybe you do. I mean, hitting 5 is not that hard with like a bunch of coppers in your deck.
Exactly. It's like a weird way to approach IGG.
Yeah, and this Exorcist is good for Jack. I think it's definitely late though. Definitely late.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, crashing is one of those things you really want early. It just
yeah.
snowballs.
I mean, I don't know how many changelings can we reasonably take here as
You
Jack. I don't know.
could have all the hirelings, and then you could gamble them all.
Um. Oh yeah, no, getting all the hirelings out is pretty solid.
On the other hand, changelings are not gambleable themselves.
They are not, and that's the hard part there. I mean, I need to play the hirelings I gain. Yes. Wait, did you think they just like automatically went into play for free?
You don't have
that would
innovation.
that would be yeah, innovation would be like super good here. Like I guess Jack was thinking that the hirelings just automatically
Does
went to
Jack's
play.
whole strategy like not work? Did they have this grand plan of like, oh,
uh,
all right, I guess DZ was right. We all do need to just learn the rules to this game.
you don't need to learn the rules. You just need to potion now. All right, it's so.
Ocean.
Well, here's the thing: the Exorcist is fine, the potion's fine, but they're both way too late if you're playing the engine.
Yeah,
Way,
totally.
way, way too late. Um, At this point, I have a hard time seeing how Jack wins. Maybe it works out. Maybe you get enough hirelings in play. You get all the provinces. I don't know. Maybe you get all the Emporium points or something.
Seems like a stretch.
I mean, it's not like Russ can end the game very quick, right? This is gonna be a long game.
Totally.
But it would be a lot better if your deck had like a bunch of imps or wisps and less silver.
Wisps in particular seem great here.
Or ghosts. You could have ghosts too.
Yeah.
Um, just like University, gain Emporium, turn into a
It's a
ghost.
little annoying that there's no good way to get a horse.
I mean, you can groom for grooms, but also you
Yeah, I
can
guess
just
there's
also
no good way
you
to
can also
get a
just
horse.
exercise the groom. Like you can groom for groom, and then you can exercise spare grooms or things like that.
Mm-hmm.
The potion is definitely too late. Like at some point in this game, I think potion would have been good, but not right now.
Do we exercise this Baron here?
I think I would. I think the imp is pretty good, and I don't think you're. If you want the Baron later, you can just groom for it, right?
Sure.
I do think. Um, I don't think Jack wants to buy copper. You can buy copper later. Like you're not in a rush to get copper, right? This game's not ending anytime soon. There's no
Mhm.
rush.
Yeah, I mean, the end conditions involve depleting these very big piles of green that we are going to go through exquisitely slowly.
Yeah. You have a very 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 long time.
Easily have another 10 turns in this game.
Just more hirelings, I guess, is fine. Jack's gonna have a hard time putting all the hirelings in play, but they'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
I guess you could think about like second exorcist or something. I don't think it's better than hireling though. And Russia just keep taking duchies.
Yeah,
And
just keep grabbing more duchies.
we'll just gamble here, I guess.
I mean,
Um,
I don't want anything else.
yeah, I don't want any of the other stuff in there. I guess there's a potion there would be a bit sad to hit, but I mean, eh.
Um, yeah, that would be a little tragic.
Hitting Groom would be nice. Really, just clearing one more card off your deck would also be nice. I certainly don't want to add more stop cards. Changeling. Yeah, it's fine, I guess.
Hmm.
I don't know. It's not doing a whole lot yet.
Yeah.
Because it's two shuffles before it becomes a hireling.
Honestly, at this point, I'd rather just take an Emporium, just get a peddler.
Yeah. That's a fine card. Also, you can changeling into Emporiums, so
Yeah, and then there's
yeah.
some fun stuff with that later. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I don't. Russ, I think, really, really desperately wants a second groom at some point this game. I think Russ started taking duchies like one shuffle too early.
Agreed.
I also think it's weird that Russ took patricians. Like if the plan is groom into Duchy Duke, I don't think patrician does anything at all.
I think they were just targets that they were just a cantrip you could gain a horse with.
Right, but I'm just thinking like if you're playing this Duchy Duke, you can just groom for a groom if you want to get the horse, because you probably want more. You want more than one groom anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't. Do you want to gamble here? I'm not sure you do. Just takes the university. Okay, sure. The rest has a 5 provinces or duchies though, so Jack definitely has an uphill climb here. Um, I still think the engine, like I think Jack's general strategy here probably wins. It's not like super clear to me. I think it's overall stronger. I just think the building was a bit out of order.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I could see that. All right, let's gamble away everything we've done.
I mean, if you're Russ, I think just gambling is fine. just gamble around to your room and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm being facetious. Like, it's totally fine here.
All right, that looks like a good turn here. And this is what, 2 Emporia maybe? To start scoring some points.
Yeah, that looks good.
Um,
Could also be a province, I suppose.
I know. No. Province is like pretty bad, I think. Province feels pretty losing actually. Because if you're gonna win this as Jack, you need to build more.
Gotcha. Okay, so you like really building for Jack?
Well, I mean, you can't like you're not gonna outrace. Oh God, no. The
Oh
duchies
no,
are.
challenging the Duke thing.
I don't particularly like that play.
I don't either.
I mean, I guess the goal is to exercise the duchies to gain ghosts, but
I mean, in theory, here you're limiting them to now 6 VP for per Duke instead of.
yeah, but like you're not. Mm, I'm not sold on that play. I mean, obviously, like you have to duchy here as Russ, right?
Yes. Wait. Oh, it was a groom. I thought
Oh
they.
yeah.
Over.
Um.
Okay, so they still got 6 duchies. So instead of buying super provinces for 5, they just buy provinces for 5.
Mm-hmm. Um. So do we? I don't know if we want to put anything in the shuffle actually with this university. Um. The problem is that Emporium doesn't gain points, so that seems really bad. Like
Yep.
what? Like you should just wait. Hold it. We don't. No, never mind. It does. Never mind. I can't count. 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're good. That was fine.
Yeah, it does now.
Ooh, that's.
Thank
Oh, I
you.
forgot about changeling shenanigans. We can actually like.
Yeah, you can get infinite points off Emporium.
Well, not infinite because changelings run out eventually.
This is true. Get a lot of points.
I'm not sure I want to put anything else in the shuffle though. That costs this price point.
Is there a way to go infinite with butterfly?
I don't like that play because I think you want the points that are left over from. Well, maybe it's fine. I assume that we want to just gain a ghost here.
Buy uni, touchy to ghost.
Yeah. So the problem with gaining those 2 changelings with that groom is now that's 4 fewer points you can score. Because now you've cut off 2 changelings from like the university to gain Emporium tricks.
Mm-hmm.
I would not trash copper because I'm pretty sure you need the 15 points on this board.
Yeah, you definitely need fountain.
And ghost sounds pretty good. It should have time to pay off still.
Yeah, this is gonna be a long. We still got a decent stretch of game left.
Well, it's not. I mean, like
It's not that much, but yes,
only 3 changelings. The 8 dukes is gonna take a while though.
Yeah,
Like
I think
at least 8 turns.
I think it's perfectly reasonable to still take ghost.
I don't like the trash copper at all.
Copper, which is bad because I want fountain.
And when I want fountain, I want and 2. I think the ghost is actually legitimately pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was the whole purpose of buying the duchies was to deny them and then turn them into ghosts. Like that felt like the goal to me.
Yeah, same.
So that goes a bit of an odd play to me. Okay.
Jack, we're gonna get all 10 hirelings. At some point, you start turning these extra hirelings into ghosts.
I mean, I think just having a bunch of hirelings in play is also completely fine. See, I don't think I want to change these right now. Like, you don't need to change that many of them. I don't know. I would just take. Yeah, I don't think you need to exchange these right now. Like, you can exchange them later. It's not like you can't do that trick later. I would just gain 3 hirelings, I think.
That's what I'm thinking as well.
3 hirelings and a ghost. If you ghost a hireling, that's also really cool. Just get yourself an extra hireling play, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
I think 3 hirelings is fine. I'm not worried about Russ piling out on the hirelings, I don't think. I don't know. I just don't want like I don't need this many changelings in my deck. Also, the nice thing about having Emporiums is you can change into Emporiums if you actually play an Emporium. Uh,
Well, Groom can gain. Actually, I mean, most of what I want with Groom is to be able to gain copper so I can hit Fountain.
um, yeah, Groom getting copper at this point is pretty reasonable. Although now Jack needs 4 copper instead of 3, which
Yeah.
is a bit of a problem. I think Russ needs 2 more copper, which is actually going to take a while unless you spend a whole buy on it, because you only have 1 Groom in the shuffle, and it's 34 cards big. So you might need to actually spend a turn buying a copper as Russ. Um, yeah, you can gain Guardian to your hand and turn it to a Wisp. That's certainly a play. I just want a Ghost though. Um,
We trashing more copper?
I really think. I guess charging Silver to Imp is okay. Also, I think it's a little bit worse than the Ghost, but I think Imp is fine. I still don't know why we're getting so many changelings. I don't think it's all that necessary right now. Like next shuffle, you're gonna have like a bunch of hirelings to play anyway, and you don't want to lower piles too much because oh no, that's so bad.
Yeah, that's
Oh, that's so bad. Now you don't have hirelings in the shuffle. Uh, I don't. Yeah, I think don't play that is the play. I don't think
Silver Dam.
I don't think it's lost yet. Um, I think Jack is playing a bit. I think Jack's playing a bit sloppy.
Oh, interesting.
Um,
Silver Wisp.
but I don't think this game is over yet. It's not looking good though. But I do actually believe in Jack's strategy in the broad sense on this board. Um, so we're playing a Wisp here, I guess. There's a Baron in there somewhere, right? I think one of those cards is a Baron. Nope,
Should
never
be down.
mind. Wait, no, hold on. We trashed the Baron. Baron's gone?
Oh, it's trashed?
No, we regained it, though. Oh, I guess we... Where, oh, no, sorry. Baron was played last turn. Never mind. My bad. I would just don't change these into changelings. Just, like, take some points, I think. Right? Also, Emporium's not a stop card like the other things are. Yeah, I think that seems fine. I guess one more hireling is also fine. I guess
What
it,
is the hireling doing?
I don't know. Maybe it could be another university. It could just be nothing. I guess the problem here is I don't want to lower too much. Um, well, I mean, I would just trash in a state, I think, and not gain the. I don't know. Anyway, like Jack needs to start thinking about more points, like starting provincing before too long here. Well, Russ needs to hit 5 over and over and over again. Like, Russ is at least 6 turns from ending the game, right?
Yeah.
So 6 turns is a lot of turns. Jack just needs to be careful about... Like, I would not... If I was Jack, I would not gain changelings unless I'm turning Emporium into them. Because each changeling you gain that's not that way, it loses you 2 points, basically.
And you need those points.
I think just, like, don't play this Guardian is also completely reasonable. I think just like exercise the Guardian, or sorry, the not Guardian, the Groom. Exercise the Groom is also completely reasonable, right?
True. What are we turning it into? Imp or Wisp?
We have 2 imps. I guess 3 imps is fine. Maybe another Wisp is fine too. They both seem okay.
I don't want Wisp more than I want Imps at this point.
Yeah, like I don't like the idea of gaining changelings here. And like silver seem worse than nothing, right?
Yeah, no silver.
Um, yeah, that's those two silvers seem really weird to me because I'm not sure what they're doing. Honestly, I think I would have just like exercised the groom that turn. Um,
Why? You knew the patrician was on top. You didn't have to gamble him.
yeah, that's weird to gamble there. You saw what was there, right? It wasn't
Yeah.
even a gamble. All right, so again, like this group, like these silvers are just not very exciting at all. I mean, we play the hireling here, pretty sure. Um, we can change into an emporium, which is fine. We gotta be really careful on piles now. Maybe we want to like groom for an estate here to keep drawing. Because I kind of want to hit province this turn. I think it's time for like provinces. Oh, we still need copper too. Shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Jack gaining silver over copper is so weird to me. Like, copper is just a better card than silver, isn't it?
Jack's kind of falling apart here.
Man, I really think with like a bit cleaner play, Jack has this, but I don't think he's playing cleanly enough. And like the gold is not doing anything at all. Like, gold seems almost worse than nothing, actually.
Yeah.
Um, like gold seems worse than copper, right? By like a good margin.
Yeah, you don't score for gold.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, Jack is just adding too many stop cards to a deck that doesn't draw that well. And they're not like they're doing anything. It's not like you have economy issues. If you actually wanted economy, you can have economy. All right, Russ is one copper shy here. I mean, I guess Russ can consider taking Emporium now instead.
Hmm.
All right, Jack needs to make a move, but I think it's too late. We can't province here, can we? That's a shame. All these silvers in the way, huh? Of getting like Baron Estates lined up. Or wait,
Yeah.
do we have estates left actually? We might have trashed all
Mm.
these states.
We have
Hmm.
6 GP left. We're holding 1 duchy. Is there a duchy in the trash?
No.
Then
It's
no.
not an estate. Okay, never mind. At some point, Jack probably should have considered not trashing all the estates. Mystic's okay here, but it's probably not like all that exciting. I mean, it's probably likely to draw between like the Wisps and the Patricians. You can probably find things to draw off of it.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, Jack considers just playing the Baron anyway this turn.
Plus buy.
I mean, you want an estate in your deck anyway, I think.
Yeah.
So it seems fine. And Jack needs to. I don't think Jack wins this without um, Fountain, so should get more copper. Do we know what the last card of the deck is?
I'm not sure. I'm a little tired at this point.
Yeah, hard to say. Um, I don't know. Like we could take the taking the Emporium's a bit risky because you don't want to lower really. Um, Silver to Imp makes a lot of sense. And just buy nothing seems fine. Maybe gamble. I don't know what those cards are. Buy some coppers is definitely reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like silver to imp, buy some coppers, maybe gamble depending on what the last card is. would probably be my bet for the best play.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm don't want to lower. Lowering seems pretty bad.
It's dangerous.
Um, Now Russ only has 4 coins. This yeah, Russ can't hit 5 every single turn with this many green cards in deck. I guess Russ just like gambles twice or something, then takes a copper maybe.
Is that going to put him at Fountain?
Yeah, copper puts him in fountain. I'm pretty sure Russ has 9 right now. All right, giving it a good
Okay.
old think. Kings 2
Okay.
coppers. All
Now we're
right,
going for gamble now.
decides not to gamble.
Gamble, Mountain. Okay.
Hmm.
I know words.
All right, gambles a duchy, gambles a silver, gambles a copper, buys a copper, and 60 points. So Jack is 2 copper shy of fountain right now. All right, let's look for that Wisp Mystic interaction now,
Yeah, that's the combo.
or that order works
Move the
too.
position too. Yeah.
5 Wisps is a good number of Wisps, I have to say. See, like this deck draws. It just
Hmm.
took a little while to set up.
Yeah, I mean, this is turn 19.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure you could get the engine going a good bit more efficiently than this, but it's definitely an uphill climb right now for Jack. I'm not sure if he can pull this off. I don't think it's impossible though, especially if Russ like duds a couple turns. I think a win is definitely possible, but not easy by any stretch. Look at this! Look at this gold not being a copper again. If only it was a copper.
Yeah, it's just a better card.
I guess more mystics is fine.
What else you gaining?
What's top card? Exorcist. I think you're supposed to groom for a state right now, right? Because your
Yeah.
top card's an exorcist, so I think that's just like better than leaving the exorcist there. Alternatively, you stop here and just like maybe you just want to groom for copper. I don't think you do. Like groom for copper and then like gain an imp and double province or something. I'm not sure that's better. All right, I guess we're just double provincing and killing the silver here, which I think is fine.
Yeah, why not? That seems okay.
Top card is an exorcist, right? Yeah, so we can't gamble. I mean, we could, but then we can't double province.
Yeah, and it doesn't do anything.
What's better, Wisp or Imp?
I want a wisp. You have so many wisps already. Wisp draw wisps, and you have 15 coppers or 10 coppers or whatever.
Yeah, but Wisps also draw Imps.
Yeah, sure.
It, yeah, no, it could go either way on that. All right. Well, Russell got one more Duke this turn, but it's definitely getting closer.
Yeah, let's see if Jack can close the gap and take the tournament.
It'll definitely be a. I think it's gonna be a close finish actually. So I'm pretty sure the play here is you play Wisp, right? Not Patrician, because you have more imps, and so you're likely to draw imps to play on the Patrician. I think is like the logic there. It probably doesn't matter too much because you can always play imps on like other things like mystics and universities, but okay. Um, the thing with mystics though is they're not like they're just basically conspirators at this point.
Yeah.
It's not super exciting. They also get in the way of your wisps drawing, so it's not even clear to me that the mystics are better than nothing at this point. In fact, I think they're probably worse than nothing at this point. Right, because right now if this mystic doesn't draw, it's definitely worse than nothing.
Turn it into a wisp.
I guess we turn into a ghost. It'd be too late for ghost actually.
Never too late for wisp.
Although I would probably just exercise the university. I don't think I want more things off this university.
Okay, Groom on top.
Well, no, the university has some appeal just to gain like emporiums in like the end game. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, you might want to close by gaining Emporiums.
Or you just kill the gold also. Like killing the gold is a thing you can do. Groom on top, huh? I guess you can gamble the groom right now too.
Mm-hmm.
So I assume we're playing. Oh boy, gotta be counting here. Eights. So you can Baron the estate. You can still hit double province and gamble, and then also trash the gold. So like that's a play I think. Alternatively, play the gold and just try to gamble more. Takes the Emporium. I mean, the problem with the Emporium is that now Russ can just take Emporium this turn and next turn and then win, right?
Yeah.
So like I'm Russ, I'm just taking the Emporium and saying, all right, well, you have 2 turns to win, as opposed to 3 turns or 4 turns. So like I'm pretty sure it's got some risk to it. Also, not gambling here is very strange. Also, wait, hold on. That was all very strange. Why did we
Yes.
gamble? And then why did we
No, you cannot.
no. You can only exchange once changelings are there. Like not gambling is first of all really weird. Um but also like now what are you exercising? Because you can't exercise the gold anymore. You can't exercise copper. Huh. I'm not sure I understand the decisions there. Um because you could have gained copper this turn with the groom. Because don't we still need 2 more copper as Jack? Yeah, I'm really strange, really confused about those decisions there.
Okay. All right, Russ, I imagine buys an Emporium here and then prays.
Yep.
Yep.
And Jack's in a weird spot now. But I think you win here as Jack, right?
Well, the options are you win or you lose.
Those definitely are some options. But I think if you can Emporium for that one, I think if you groom for a copper and then buy a copper, that just man, it would be so much better if you had like this is actually really awkward because you actually need to find the Baron. Okay, there it is. I was gonna say if you don't find the Baron, you can't win, but if you find the Baron, you win. But like finding Baron wasn't guaranteed.
No, you still have a lot of deck left.
Yeah. Anyway, this wins, right? University gains
Emporium, that's 2 VP. The Prescriptive
Emporium, Province, and two
2 VP
coppers.
from Fountain. That's 60, and you need an estate.
Well, you can gain the estate off the Baron.
Yep.
So you can uni for the Emporium here. You can play Baron to gain an estate and a plus buy. You can groom for a copper, and you can buy Province copper.
Yep, that wins.
And that gets you 15, 21,
You don't even need
22,
Province.
23. That gives you 24 points. So that's like plenty of points.
Yeah, you don't need the Province. You could buy an estate instead.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I believe in the engine here. I think Jack took a bit of a circuitous route to get there, but got there in the end.
All right, so will Jack find it though?
I hope so. I assume Jack's just being extra careful with counting.
I mean, there was that 15 in a borrow situation earlier.
Well, this is true. This is true.
When the pressure's on in a big game, math goes out the window.
Well, not just a big game final. All right.
The big games final.
Well, there've been two though, so it's not like now it's not the.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Wishes for Province and finds it. Okay. I hope you see this, Jack, because you got the win right here.
Yeah, you literally win the tournament in hand. You just have to do the thing.
Maybe Jack is counting how many coppers, but there is 8, right? Like I'm almost positive Jack has 8 coppers.
Let's look in the trash.
Well, there should be 1 in the trash.
There's 1 in the trash.
And Russ has 10. And so Jack should have 9 because 10 plus 9 plus 1 is 20 plus 40 is 60. So
yep.
I think that's right.
Yep.
That's true. Even getting 3 coppers would also win.
Yeah, you don't actually need to buy a province. You can just there's a bunch of ways to win here.
I don't see a bunch of ways to win. I see like 2 ways to win.
Okay, yeah, that's well, a bunch is what, 3 or more?
I'm not sure how many a bunch is.
Looks like Jack sees it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what a bunch constitutes, but yeah. I guess the thing is, if you did in fact miss the Baron, you could gamble a whole bunch to try to find it. Games for an estate.
Yeah, it's another line that works.
Then I guess. I guess.
You buy
yeah, okay. Buy double copper is fine, I guess. Sure.
Yeah. Yep.
Wait, was 1 copper enough?
Apparently.
I thought. Oh, it was 9. Right. That's what I said. It was 9 before. Yeah, it was only 9. All right, it was even easier than I thought. All right, well done to Jack, the champion of Big Games number 2.
Let's go, jakkdl. All right. Congratulations to jakkdl. Thank you. Very well played to Russ, taking it to Game 7. Thanks for assembling me for organizing, and thanks for commentating with me. That was fun.
Thank you.
All right, thanks for listening, everyone. Go play in Quarantine Cup or go listen to Assemble Me. They're playing a match. There's other stuff going on today. I'm gonna go take a nap. See ya.
Good night.